Hey guys, welcome to Green Fiction. So in today's video we are gonna see what if Spider-Man Deku fell in love with Spider-Gwen movie. Before starting, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are interested in BNHA fanfictions. This story is Hero's Promise, BNHA X The Spider-Verse, by Nova_Diaz 212. Now without wasting any more time, let's dive in. Black suit. Is it ready? White clothing. I'm sorry sir, but the Super Collider has yet to reach its full capacity. It would years to pro-hack. Black suit. Holding by the throat as he pulls him up in the air. I need days, weeks, months. I don't need years. Either you find a way or I'll break you and ask someone else to do it. White clothing. Why yes Mr. Kingpin. S Sir Kingpin. Good. Drops him as the man in white coughs uncontrollable. You have by the end of the month to finish it. I don't have time to waste. As he is ready to leave he noticed the spider asterisk. What's this? Another white. W. When we first tried the collider this spider appeared before it. Of course we captured it so we can see which Earth this thing came from, and we came to the conclusion with a database known as Earth 42 for short. Kingpin. Lefts with his own thoughts. No matter, inform me when there is news of the collider. White. Why yes sir. Then the man in black left. It was clear to me that man was no ordinary man, one with power to control other, but it seems it will take much longer for the little spider to find his way to be free, but time will tell. But the spider hopes there an opportunity to come to him. Dash 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 dash. Aldera Junior High, located in Musutafu, Japan, where a certain green hair boy, one of a kind you'll find in Japan. It's rare to find people born with actual forest hair and diamond-shaped freckles, who is sitting in a chair with his mother Inko Midoriya, a beautiful woman which every man would fall for, one with a kind heart for his son and of course always worried for his son more than everything. She raised the boy to the point she has never heard her son talk back nor sworn at her. Her love for her son is that of legends and her anger is not to be played with too lightly. But enough of that. They are both sitting at the principal office on important matter. Principal. Your son will be expelled. Inko. What? Why? Principal. Well, for starters, pulls out files, bullying, fighting in class, cheating on test and so on so forth. Inko. Shocked. B. But it's impossible. Where's the proof? Asterisk in anger. Principal. Well, it will be your teachers. Of course you should know that we as a school do not tolerate this sort of behavior, especially since it's bullying. Asterisk in a serious tone. That is all. Of course that isn't what happened. Katsuki Bakugo, one of the best in the school, is what the school wants him, so he became the school's pride and joy. After all, a corrupt school designed for those to be the top and lower ranks straight at the bottom. Izuku Midoriya was a low student because he was bully, beaten and framed by none other than his homeroom teacher, and Katsuki Bakugo, everyone was scared of the two that can break your future in an instant. But why Izuku? Katsuki wanted to be the first at everything, but the one thing that stopped him from being number at everything is Izuku. Now that there is no Izuku, just him, as Izuku and Inko walk out of the school. Inko. That man clench fist. Asterisk. There is no way my son will ever do that. As she stops and looks at Izuku, she stops her anger for a moment and look at his boy. Izuku. Looking down with little tears forming in his cheek. I'm so sorry Inko. Interrupted Izuku as she hugged him. Don't say that. It's not your fault. It never was and it'll never will be. Okay, hold Izuku cheek. Okay? Izuku. Oh okay Inko. It's this school's fault. If only I look into the school deeper I would have get you out of this school in a heartbeat. Izuku. Giggles. Yeah, you would do that Inko. Raise eyebrow. And what's that supposed to mean? Can a mother not worry for her children? Izuku. But mom, no one can do what you do. That's why you're the best. Smiles. Inko. Little tears. Oh, Izuku sniffs. Just for that we'll eat your favorite. Izuku. Star eyes casted on Inko. Giggles. Asterisk. Let's go. They both walk their way back home as they both see the sunset. The beauty of that sun was enough to leave all that expelled stuff behind, well, for the time being, as they made it make. It's a gray apartment in 4th floor of Inko's and Izuku's home. Inko. Where home, she takes off her shoes and places them to left side and walks in, but before she heads to the kitchen the looks a frame picture that shows Inko and her husband both holding a 4-year-old Izuku. She smiles. Where home honey? Izuku. Places his shoes on the left side as he looks at her mom, then the frame where home dad. Inko. Okay, time to prepare, you get change, young man. Izuku. Okay, goes upstairs. Inko. She then prepares food, but as she opens the drawers she saw a letter. She took a moment and hesitant to grab it, the last letter of her latest husband, but before that memory. Ring ring ring. Inko. Oh, I wonder who could th. Looks at the contact. Mitsuki. Th. This isn't going to be good. Puts her phone in her ear. Hell. Mitsuki. How the hell did Izuku get expelled? Inko. Pulls the phone out her ear. K. Knew it. Mitsuki. Now I know damn well that the school was fucked, but I never knew it would be this fucked. That's it, I am suing them for you. Inko. I can't have my nephew get expelled with no evidence, only some sorry excuse of a teacher. Inko. I know what you mean, I'm willing to sue them for this, but I don't think Izuku would like it. Mitsuki. Why not? He would love it. Inko. Look, if we were to sue them, that would mean other schools would be afraid to get sued and not want my son so be in any other school in Japan. Mitsuki. Gee, good point. Inko. So what happened with Bakugo? Mitsuki. Oh, he's grounded. Inko. For how long? Asterisk in a serious tone. Mitsuki. Smirks. 5 years. Inko. Good, and if he tries to get out? Mitsuki. My husband has it cover, after all he made an arrest bracelet. Inko. Dumbfounded. How? Mitsuki. Doesn't matter, what matters is what you're going to do. Inko. Inko. Looks at the drawer as she looks at the letter once more. I think it's time. Mitsuki. What time? Thinks. Oh, finally. Inko. Or girls' night out. YEAHHHHH. Inko. Giggles. No, not that. The letter. Mitsuki. Mitsuki. The eyes widen. You're gonna open it? Inko. Yeah, I think it's time. It's the last letter my husband gave me, and I'm guessing it was her discussing about moving. Mitsuki. Are you sure you want to do this? I mean, Izuku hasn't been there, and only you have when you got to see his parents. Inko. I know, but clenches fist, but this place is nothing more than bad memory for Izuku. The only good memories he had was when he was 4. I want my son to be happy, but I don't think this place will give him that. Mitsuki. Inko. As she looks at the letter, she has now left a memory of Inko, of her in the couch the middle of the night where a 4-year-old Izuku was sleeping in his bed in his room. Inko holding her phone talking to someone. Inko. So how's work? It's fine, I mean work is work and I don't want to talk about that, I want to talk about the two of you. How are you? Inko. I'm fine, but Izuku. Worried tone. What's wrong with Izuku? Inko. It's the boys, they did it again. TCH, damn it, I wish I was TH. Inko. You know you can't. I know, but I would quit, but I can't. Inko. I'm sorry. Inko. Inko. Why are you apologizing? It's not your fault, those boys did it. I know. Inko, about the idea we talk about. Inko. Moving. I know you don't like it. Inko. There's too many people for Izuku to handle, way too many, and their gangs and violence over there. I don't think it would be safe. But at least I'll be there to help, be there for Izuku and for you. I don't want you to carry all the burdens on your own, please. Inko. Inko. I'll think about it. Okay. Gee, great. Coughs. I mean great, you're gonna love it. Izuku gonna love. I know there are a lot of people I know back on the station, and not only that, there's a friend who I know who has a son same age as Izuku. You can't tell me that a coincidence. Inko. Giggles. I swear. It's getting late, I have to sleep. Oh, right, time difference. Love you. Inko. Smiles. Love you more. I love you 3000. Inko. PFT. She giggles, then turns to write out laughter. W. What was that? 3000. Blushes. Hey, I tried something different. UK. No. Inko. W. Why did you thought of that? Hun. Smiles. I don't know, I just felt it on the top of my head, you know. Inko. Blushes. Well, I love it. Bye. Hisashi. Hisashi. Smiles. Bye, I'll call you back very soon. Inko. Yeah, end of flashback. She stares at the letter looking lost. Should she do it? I mean, does Izuku know? And wait, what am I kidding? Hisashi always tells Izuku to learn English as fast as he can, and he did it not fluently but enough for anyone to understand what he's saying. But Inko opens the letter and starts to read it. Happy birthday, bud. I can't believe it, 10 years old already. Man, time flies fast. Anyways, me and your mom discussed about something important and we decided that for this special celebration I bought tickets for the two of you for Brooklyn, New York for 1 week, and I get to finally see you. Izuku, I have so many places we can visit and have fun. Look, I know this is a new experience, but I'll be there one step of the way with you and mom, so see you there. Izuku, I love you 3000. Sincerely, Hisashi Midoriya Inko. Tears leaking oh hun. The mourn of her husband was devastating for Inko, but it was much deeper for Izuku, for his dad was a hero. A chef officer who died and served his duty protecting his people in New York, who would be proud of that. Meanwhile, Izuku opened the door to his room, and what there is quite shocking, who knew Izuku was a big fan of Spider-Man. Not only that, but he got an autograph from Spider-Man himself, from his dad, who was good friends to Spider-Man. I mean, would you believe it? I know Izuku wouldn't believe it, but it happened, and he was happy as he laid on his bed looking at the ceiling of a poster of Spider-Man saying, "Izuku, be greater than what you suffered." As he thought of those words, he drifted from his sleep. A week has passed, and as we are at the apartment, the living room was filled with boxes labeled names, specifically Izuku and Inko rooms empty, as there was a huge truck at the front of their apartment. Izuku and one man carrying the boxes. Izuku, thank you for helping us putting the box in the truck, Uncle Masaru, as he lifts another box and gives it to Masaru, and he grabs another one and they both walk downstairs. Masaru, it's no problem, Izuku, after all, why wouldn't me and your aunt help, and we have to say our goodbye too. Izuku, yeah, you're right. Masaru, he thought of an idea and went for it. You'll be fine, Izuku, trust in your mom. Izuku, yeah, maybe you wait, did you just speak English? Masaru smirks, yep, and that was a test. See, Izuku, you speak English fine and you almost sound fluently in it. Izuku blushes, why yeah, Masaru, you'll do fine, Izuku, and I know it, your mom knows it too, trust me. Izuku, oh okay, Masaru smiles, you know your dad would be proud of you, Izuku. Izuku smiles, yeah, he would, Masaru, that's the spirit. Mitsuki, hey, stop chatting and get over here, honey. Masaru, alright, as the both made their way to Mitsuki. Mitsuki, is that the last one, Masaru? Why yeah, Mitsuki, good smile as she kisses Masaru, good work, honey. Masaru blushes, why yes, Inko, that's all of it, Mitsuki. Yeah, listen to me, Inko, if anything happens, I mean anything, I'll go straight to New York and break whoever gets you, got it? Inko smiles as she hugs Mitsuki, yeah, you bet, Mitsuki sniffs, okay, looks at Izuku and grabs him, asterisk, you be okay, got that, if you make your mom worry, I swear. Izuku suffocating, see, can't breath, Mitsuki, oh sorry, let's go. Izuku, where Bakugo? Mitsuki, he's not coming, Izuku, I see. Inko, let's go, Izuku, it's time for us to go, Izuku. Yeah, I guess it's time. They both get on the car and follow the truck. They wave goodbye to them and off they went to their new life, one that filled with uncertainty, but it was a promise they had to make. It did, it finally work. After weeks of being trapped into the white box, it escaped, and now the spider is roaming around a dark cave with train tracks as he nests in there, sleeping silently, waiting for whole know what, but it'll wait until it find it or him, doesn't matter, it need to bite whatever it takes. Spider-Man, alright, let's do this one last time. My name is Peter Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for 10 years I've been the one and only Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. I saved a bunch of people, fell in love, saved the city, and then I saved the city again, and again and again, and I did this. We don't really talk about this. Look, I'm a comic book, I'm a cereal, did a Christmas album. I have an excellent theme song, and a so-so popsicle. I mean, I've looked worse. But after everything, I still love being Spider-Man. I mean, who wouldn't? So no matter how many hits I take, I always find a way to come back. Because the only thing standing between this city and oblivion is me. There's only one Spider-Man. And you're looking at him. Brooklyn, New York, a place where many go as it's the most popular place for anyone to, but for Izuku it's different, a place that was simply a promise, one he must keep so that he can make an example of himself, and for his mom that he can survive. We are now with Izuku sleeping in his new room. It had been a month since he arrived and finally made it into a high school, Brooklyn Vision Academy. He passed the exam like flying color. Even the principal was surprised about his achievement. Not only did he pass all of the mock test, but the first person out of state is simply unbelievable. But of course all good thing must come to an end. Beep beep beep, Inko knocking on door. Izuku, you'll be late for school. Izuku eyes widen, oh no, I'll be late. He quickly got ready his clothes in no time fast as he inspects his clothes navy blue blazer with a Brooklyn Vision pin, a tan pants carrying with his favorite yellow backpack with all the notebooks and laptop and necessary equipment as he grabs it all and grabs one of her mom's sandwiches as he puts on his red shoes ready to go out the door. Okay mom, I am heading out. Inko. Wait a moment. Izuku. Yeah, Inko. She walks up to him and grabs his unfinished tie. I really should teach you how to make a tie. Izuku. Yeah, Inko. She finishes his tie as she kisses him in the cheek. Good luck, Izuku. Izuku. Smiles. Love you mom. As he opens the door and leaves outside, he puts on his earbuds and listening to music along the way. HMMMMMWAH. Mom, I gotta go. In a minute looks and sees Izuku. Oh, hey Izuku. Izuku. Waves at her. Good morning Mrs. Rio. Have a good day at school. Looks at her son. Now Miles, go on now. Miles. Finally Izuku. He makes his way toward a right as he sees so many people playing basketball and sorts, but as didn't right now he had to make it to school, but of course music must be played. Izuku looks around the city. He calls Brooklyn. So many events, so many people with different places, more restaurants or stores he can't even begin to imagine. He can't believe it's been a month and he got to meet some of the neighbors know as the Morales family, Mrs. Rio and Jefferson. We're great friends with my dad. What are the chances? Before he got to the story he stops and sees the school. He crosses the street and makes his way to the entrance as he was about to enter. Beep. Izuku turns around. He sees the event unfold. With a speaker, you gotta say I love you back. Miles. Dad, are you serious? I want to hear it. Miles. You want to I love you Dad. Miles. You're dropping me of. I love you Dad. Miles. Look at this place. Dad, I love you. Miles. Sighs. Dad. I love you. Smiles. That's a copy. Miles. Walks away. Tie your shoes please. As soon as he is about to turn off his mic he sees Izuku. Oh hello Izuku, have a nice day at school. Izuku. Good to see you too Officer Jefferson. Smiles as he drives off. Izuku then went inside and looks around the school, seeing many students but also a lot of whisper around him, specifically his hair and eyes. They think I dyed my hair and used color shape lenses, but of course they never ask about it, so to him it's just been the normal for him, as he was to his classroom earlier being noticed by the teacher. Teacher. Oh good morning. Name please. Izuku. Midoriya. Izuku. Teacher. Oh yeah, forgot last name. First off, found you. Well, welcome Midoriya to my class. Izuku. Please. Midoriya is fine, you don't have to use the rest of it. Teacher. No, it's fine, I have to at least correct you. Name for you are my top of the class. Izuku. Blushes. Okay bows. Teacher. Sweating. I forgot about that too, don't worry, and to pay respect just shake hands. Okay, here, offers hand. Glad to have you in my class. Midoriya. Izuku. Smiles as he shakes it. Yes, thank you for having me. By the time he knew it, classes went by fast. Each period he learned he was the one who made the best of answers. After all, who wouldn't the school and learn what subjects they would teach, so he did good. Except history, he was bad at it, but until he made it into science, where he sits beside a girl with blonde. Of course many of the classes it was just men sitting behind besides in front of him, but of course it was different for him. But what made it awkward was the stare she was staring at him. Why? He didn't know. Was there something on his face, or was he looking at him in interest? That impossible. Quick question, did you dyed your hair green or is it actually natural? Izuku. S. She spoke to me. I is a act you ally natural. I did I spoke to a girl. Meh 5+ points? Whoa, really, are you pulling my leg? Izuku. Shakes head and no IMN. Giggles. I'm kidding, but what about your eyes? Are you sure they're not lenses? Izuku. Looks at her. I am say serious. Looks at him dead in the eye. Izuku. Looks at her but slightly looks at a different direction. Mesmerizing emerald green. Izuku. W what? Blinks. S. Sorry, I'm Gwen Stacy. Izuku. Midoriya. Izuku. Gwen. Wait, are you Korean or Japanese? Izuku. JJ. Japanese. Gwen. Smiles. Ring ring. Ring. Teacher. Alright, class is in session, everyone to your seats. Izuku. Whispers. It was nice talking to you. Gwen. Me too, teacher. Izuku and Gwen stood up straight. Teacher. Walks past Izuku and Gwen, looks at each other as they both smile. So time went on until Izuku made it to counseling and got to meet the people providing him. Teacher. Gives him the test. You did good, Izuku, but we have to work on history, but it's fine, you're new to this country and city so you'll have time to learn, but as for the rest of the subjects you did amazing. Izuku. Thank you very much, Ms. Ray Ray. H thinks forgot last names first, anyways call me Ms. Ramos. Izuku. Yes, sorry Ms. Ramos. Ramos Izuku. R. Ramos. Ramos. Smiles. Well, that'll be all, have a nice day, Izuku. Izuku. Thank you. You too. He takes his leaves as he head towards his dorm. As he opens he sees Miles head off by Miles. Miles. Yeah, you too. Leaves the dorm. Izuku gets in as he sighs, it's been a month and I still can't talk to him. Who am I kidding? He's a lot more different than me. Takes a seat as he feels a vibrating from his butt as he grabs it from his pocket. A phone call from his mom. Put it on. Hey mom. Inko. Hey Izuku, you okay at the dorms? No trouble? Did you get bullied? Did the teachers framed you? Oh, I swear to God I'll key. Izuku. Mom, I'm okay, please calm down, I'm fine and I got to talk to someone. Inko. Oh, who's that? Izuku. A GI. Just the letter was enough for Inko to go wild, bombarding him with questions so fast it felt like muttering. Hey, guess he knows how he got it from. Inko. AGIRLWHOYSSHEDIDYOUGUYSSTARTTALKINGGDHERESMYGRANDBABYS. Izuku. Pulls away the phone. Mom, shush, she's a friend. Inko. With a sarcastic tone. Izuku. Anyways, I gotta go, bye mom. Inko. Okay, bye Izuku, good night, I love you. Izuku. Smiles. Love you too. Hangs up and continue his studies. The spider awakens from its nap, looking around his surrounding. As he noticed two people climbing a barbed door talking to each other as they both looked at the clean wall. And tell the Spider-Man its move, looking at specific someone with a red hood, but before he could climb down he stopped. Another thought came to the spider. It kept repeating and throbbing the spider, saying, not the one. So it stopped and went back to its nest. Why did it not go over and bite him? The spider had the chance, but it seems fate is drawing another person into the game, so it waits for the next person to show. After all, every person come towards the spider. There are no accidents. Izuku has been past his bedtime as he was working on and almost finishing his homework until he puts the pen down. Izuku stretches his back. I need something to drink. He stands up and walks out towards the night looking for a store until he found one. As he walks in, get his something to put him to sleep fast and the other snakes. As he was going to the cash register he then heard it bang. Immediately he got down, putting his hands on his head as he heard them. Thug. Give me the money or you're dead. Cashier. Hands up. Why, yeah, I'll do what you want, please don't hurt me. Thug. Smirks. Put the money in the bag. Will ya? Izuku was shaken about the event that is before his eyes. A robbery, 3 thugs going up on one guy. He had to think of some way to distract them and call the authorities, so he grabbed a can of beans and when the time was right threw it into the opposite direction, leaving the 3 to look at it. Thug 1. You two go check it out. They both nod as they walk at the direction. Before they knew it, Izuku was at the door and tell. Bing. Everyone looks at the direction. It was Izuku standing there in a sneaky pose as the boy was sweating uncomfortable. Izuku. Hey, no time to waste. He ran. Thug. Grrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr. Get that brat. He ran no matter what. He just kept running. No way to waste nor anyone. He just kept going. He did not know where but to move forward no matter the cost if he wants to live and see his mom again. The spider was glitching off reality. It could feel the space around it is drifting very soon, but the spider is losing hope. What can it do? If it got outside it wouldn't know where to go, but as soon as the spider's thought could be clouded, the spider heard it again. The sound's the same sound as the red hood. The feeling is here. This is it. It stood up and claws its way towards the stranger, the green-haired. As the green was terrified of where it was like a rabbit losing its way. Well, no matter, it is time for the gift, the curse. The boy looked around, memorizing the art. Izuku. Wow, this is amazing. I guess while I'm here I should take a picture. Pulls his phone as he balancing his phone adjustment on a photo, then click. Izuku. Not ba. Eyes widen as he sees it on his hand was a spider, and before he could react it bit him. The spider succeeded, and now all of that energy was finally wasted as the spider fell from the boy's hand and dropped to the floor, where the boy still stand at the exact spot, not phased. Truth be told, he knocked himself out. It's the middle of the night. Izuku laying in his bed looking on the ceiling, just looking, nothing wrong with the fact that he was bitten by a spider. Is he going to die? Is he immune to it? Highly unlikely, but hey, it's something. I mean, he was supposed to be dead. I guess death can wait. He had school tomorrow, so he moves a little to the side and drifts in his sleep until the next day. The next day Izuku wakes up and felt weird, not in the way when you wake up and always feel weird, but it felt really weird as he stood up and there was definitely something wrong for starters. Izuku. I got taller, I got a well-built body now. Why is the voice in my head louder than it already is? I'm sweating a lot more than any ordinary person, so that leaves one answer. Izuku. Puberty. Stops as he looks a Miles HHHID. Miles. Hey, sweating, yeah, catch you later, as he walks out. Izuku. Head down, don't be weird, then you alright? Izuku then walks out thinking out loud in his mind, I mean where he said. Izuku. I need new pants, my voice in my head is getting really low bumps. Gwen. Whoa, you okay, Izuku? Oh, I am fine, sweating uncontrollable. Why am I sweat a lot than I usually am, Gwen? Why are you sweating? Izuku. Sorry, I think I'm sicko or something, dashes quickly, asterisk, gotta go by. Gwen. Wait. Izuku. My thoughts, I could hear it all, the voice, I could hear them, everyone, why is it so loud? You there, Izuku, I know you snuck out last night. Izuku. Okay, just think dumb. You Oh right, I'm bad at lying. Without any warning he ran through the door. Hey. He ran toward the left and dodges his way to the crowd until he found a room and went in and shut the door out. Izuku. Okay, I'm safe. Looks at a specific frame and it was the security guard. Oh, you can't, he's serious. Walking towards the halls as the students pointed at his door where Izuku is as he bangs on the door, asterisk, open up. Izuku. Where do I go? He to see a window when he moved he was stuck. Why am I stuck? Stop sticking, please. Then the sticky hand stopped as he looks at his hand. Wait, so it's on commande. You better open up, I am going to count to 3. Izuku. What do I do? What do I do? Think. 1. Izuku. Think, sticky, door, wall. 2. Izuku. Sticky door, wall, window. 3. He breaks the door and once is inside to find no Izuku. As he looks out the window there was no Izuku. Izuku Midoriya, a boy who is now looking down at the security guard. He is above the window where his hold the wall with both hands and feet together like a spider would. Izuku. I don't understand, why is this happening, why me of all people? When the guard left he decided to try it out and crawl his way back to his dorm. I hope people don't see me like this, I have to get to my dorm fast. As he made his way a certain blonde girl look at him in amusement. Gwen. Okay, now back with Izuku as he opens the window and went in and he stood up and looked through his drawer. He searched and kept doing so until he got it, a comic book, True Life of Spider-Man. He flipped through every page and beyond each page it only confirmed his suspension. Izuku. There can't be 2 Spider-Mans, dumbfounded. Can there? Izuku Midoriya, a boy who came from Japan, is panicking and walking left and right in his dorm room thinking, how did it happen, why is it happening, I can't be another Spider-Man. Izuku. It's not possible, me another Spider-Man, but I don't remember even being bitten by Aspid. Then it hit him last night when he was running away from the 3 thugs. He walked towards the comic book and flipped back through pages, where is it? Until he was met with a page about a spider bite. Then the day after got the powers from that spider. He looks at his right back of his hand where the spider bite is still there. Izuku. Panicking, I have to confirm it myself, I have to. He grabs hold of the door Nobi but stops from turning it. He looks at his phone wondering if he could tell her, but could he tell? If he tells her she would worry and heck even send him to a hospital, and that would make everyone know that he have powers and that would endanger his life, his mom's life. He shook his head at the thought of it. He couldn't afford that to happen, but it will be really, and I mean really hard for him, lie to his mom, but if it's the only way then he has to. Izuku. Sorry mom. He turns the door Nobi and walks out and sneaks his way out of school with all that is holy. He shouldn't have read the rules of the school, then just making free time writing on his notes about Spider-Man. Once he make it out he made his way and pass by the store and picks up the tracks that lead him to that dark place. He made his way to a train that lead him there as he sit down and wait for the to start going. Many though clouded him the power, he has a great physique. Climb walls and ceilings he wonder, can Can he become Spider-Man too? His thoughts got deeper as he saw himself wearing his own suit and swing webs with Spider-Man. That was enough for Izuku, making a goofy grin. Izuku. He just thinking about it, but before he could think of it further, the train stopped and Izuku's thought quickly vanished as he got off the train. As the train took off, leaving Izuku looking at the tunnel with his phone out of his pocket, and turns on flashlight and drops down the train tracks and makes his way inside the tunnel. He finally makes it to the entrance. Izuku. Why you got this, Izuku? This eye isn't scary, not scary at all. He makes his way down a few stairs and then he saw the graffiti by the wall and then the dead spider with the odd colors. Izuku. Oh okay, this spider, is it a peacock spider? He uses a twig he found and pocks it. Yeah, just an ordinary spy. Before he got to finish his word, the spider became make glitches that was not ordinary, and Izuku quickly moved back and no, definitely not ordinary. But before he could inspect more, a sudden small screech of sorts echoed through the area. Izuku. I thinks I should go. I guess curiosity killed the cat. Izuku was too curious about the screech and went further in the place, only to been hearing strange voices. Voices of himself and another person in him head, but once he went further it got louder as he see nuclear signs and some kind of symbol, and underneath the symbol was Alchemax. But now he reached toward a station of sorts and looks around him until he stopped, and it got louder then. Before Izuku holding his dead in pain, the only thing he could recall those voices was your Likme. Izuku Lokot. Izuku come Onizku. Izuku, and then it stopped for a moment until the last thing the voice said as Izuku's senses reached its peak. Look ut. Without a second thought, Izuku took cover behind him as a giant rock broke the window and destroyed Izuku's only exit. He looked outside of the destroyed glass as he sees him get thrown by a shipping container. Hanging onto the container. Norman, listen to me, I cannot let you open a door to another dimension. Brooklyn is not zone for that. Izuku. It's Spider-Man. Then the giant green monster with a pointy cap landed as he grabs hold of an iron pillar. Norman. It's not up to me. Izuku. Shaking uncontrollable. It's gray ack. He bite his tongue. Norman. Why won't you quit? As he pushes the bar pillar behind him. Spider-Man. I don't know, uses his webs to hold onto something as he lifts himself in the air and punches Norman. I guess I don't like Brooklyn being sucked into a black hole. Swings himself up. Izuku. Tears leaking from the pain in his tongue. I have to get out. Was about to leave to find another way. Spider-Man. He propels himself with his web and kicks Norman in the face. That island, maybe not Brooklyn. But thanks to that kick, Norman knocked a crane metal and dropped it directly at Izuku, which caused him to be hit, and on top of it as it moves leave Izuku hanging for his dead life, watching the fight below him. But with a whack from Spider-Man, Norman was knocked back and broke the chains that kept Izuku from falling, but he dropped as the crane metal was close to crush him. But while it happened, Norman throws his pumpkin bomb at Spider-Man and was ready to throw one directly at Izuku, which in the nick of time dodged from 3 bombs until he found cover underneath the container, but was lifted by Norman. Izuku, frightened at the thought of him being spotted, found light and ran toward it as Norman with intentions was lifted himself up, not knowing Izuku was about to be smashed. But that didn't stop Izuku from running even faster. As he ran until he sees an edge, he stopped immediately and was almost about to fall. Izuku. My god, my god, my god, looks around and sees a white rounded place with 2 giant machines from both sides. What is this place? Before he could think about it, Norman pushed him out of the way as Izuku falls screaming on the top of his lungs as he sticks onto the edge. Izuku. Lifting himself up little by little. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, please keep sticking. Of course his body didn't allow it, so he fell. Izuku. Just as Spider-Man was about to swing up to the secret compartment, he sensed Izuku and instantly catapulted himself to him, and in a nick of time he swings to the nearest building. As he lands, he put Izuku down as Izuku simply stares at him. Spider-Man. How did you get here, Izuku? Spider-Man. Doesn't matter, you need to get out of. Both Izuku and Spider-Man sense kicked in as they both felt it sting to a warm sensation, one that is linked to them both. Spider-Man. Eyes widen. I thought I was the only one. You're like me. Izuku. This is too much, Spider-Man. Trust me, kid, there isn't too much about it. I'm guessing you have a lot of thing going through your head right now. Izuku. Why, yeah, Spider-Man. You're gonna be fine. I can help you if you stick around. I could show you the ropes. Izuku. Nods. The moment stops when the super collider began to turn on, startling Izuku. Spider-Man. I just need to destroy this big machine real quick before the space-time continuum don't move. He hopes onto the edge of a pipe, but before he takes off he looks at Izuku. Izuku. Clearly dumbfounded. Spider-Man, see ya in a bit. 228. Sorry, could not find a video of him swinging with style. Izuku. Awesome. Can I also do that too? Spider-Man. Climbs his way, taping on ceiling. HH here, then tab broke. Oh wait, it's here. He pulls it out. Alright folks, takes out a USB chip and is ready to put it, but I always get this wrong. Flips it, but then his sense kicked in. Oh boy. 104. God, I hated how they made this sound into a meme, but hey, you gotta admit it's still funny. Without warning, the man in purple dashed at Spider-Man with jet boots and tackled him. Spider-Man. Prowler grabs hold of the claw's wrist. Izuku. Eyes widen. Spider-Man. Man, I was in the middle of something. They both were up in the air, both the Prowler and Spider-Man fighting in the air until the Prowler blasted him off to the other super collider, where Spider-Man laid there with the spinning super collider in front of him. Spider-Man. I am super tired. He immediately got up fast, but suddenly the Prowler was there and made the first strike, but Spider-Man dodged, but that was enough for him to stop as he hits him with 3 kick, 1 by the shin, stomach, then face, which Spider-Man dodges. Spider-Man. Are you mad at me? Strikes but gets grabbed and thrown to the ground. I feel like you're mad at me. Izuku looks at the fight in pure shock at what he sees. He pulls out his phone and starts to record, making sure to learn as they fight. Prowler. Keeps punching until he made a blow which make fall back to his previous spot on the floor. Spider-Man. Grabs hold of the machine with one hand that all you got, webs him ready to strike until he was pinned by Norman. Norman. Screeches at him with his tongue licking him. Spider-Man. Ow, so gross. Izuku. Stands up. Should I go up there and help? Drops down. No, impossible. What am I thinking? Kingpin. Clicking his pen. Watch out, here comes the Spider-Man. Izuku. Looks the direction he heard him. Kingpin. Like my new toy, cost me a fortune, but hey, puts on his ring. Can't take it with you, right? Looks at Spider-Man. You came all this way, watch the test. It's a hell of a freaking light show. You're gonna love this. Smirks. The white lab rat all type in there as they type into the super collider for activation, and so it did. The collider is moving even faster as the lights lit up. Spider-Man. Eyes widen. Asterisk. No, don't do this. Stop. You don't know what it can do. You'll kill us all. In a ceiling, a small camera-like shape is coming down at the level of the super collider, and then it began as the earth quaked and both colliders shot out a red-orange beam at the shape-like camera, as inside of the beam was a black substance leaking out of the camera as it got bigger and bigger. Labrat. I see multiple dimensions opening. Then a scanner showed 3 dot-like shape which reached to 4, then 5 as the dots became 1. Labrat. 5 separate dimensions. It's unstable. And so it began as the whole entire Brooklyn began to shake. So many glitches from different places, one specifically the Brooklyn Bridge. Now we're back inside of the collider as Izuku is terrified of the event that is happening, but then the place he is standing began to shake and broke completely, leaving Izuku hanging onto a pipe with his life. Spider-Man. Norman, would you take on head trauma? Norman. He scoffs as he looks at the ceiling, seeing the plate hit him in the head, and drops, letting go of Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Stands up. Tried to warn you, pal. He shoots his web at the ceiling and swings his way towards the compartment. Norman sees him and immediately stood up and flies towards him and hooks him and shoves him into the collider. Izuku. Eyes widen. Spider-Man. Kingpin. Eyes widen. Asterisk. Stop it. No, get him out of there. Inside of the super collider, Spider-Man was covered in the black substance and sees it the web, not just any web, one that shows many universe itself, one full of him more different than he could imagine, but they had the same thing there, Spider-Man in their world, and he saw the future of his world. He'll die and that's the way it is, but with the help of the other he's sure it would work, so he did what he needed to do, and before long the super collider exploded, making a glitch wave big enough that sent Brooklyn across New York. Smoke was everywhere for Izuku. He couldn't see anything, but once he adjusted to it he saw Green Goblin dead hand sticking out, not moving an inch, but he looked to his right and saw him, Spider-Man, laying there on the ground. Without hesitation he went straight for him and took off the scares off Spider-Man. He looking at his condition. Izuku. Spider-Man, are you okay? Spider-Man. I'm fine, just resting. Izuku. See, can you stand? Spider-Man. Yeah, hey, I'll get back up. I always do. Coughs. Coughing is not a good sign. Kingpin. Find him now. Spider-Man. Grabs his shoulder. Listen Izuku, we don't have much time. Grabs Izuku's hand and put in the USB asterisk. This override key is the only way to stop the collider. Swing up there, use the key, push the button and blow it all up. Izuku. How do yo Spider-Man? Can you hide your face and don't tell anyone who you are? He's got everyone in this pocket. Izuku. WWH Spider-Man. If he turns the machine on again, everything you know, your mom, everyone promise me you'll do this. Izuku. I promise without hesitation. Spider-Man. Smiles behind the mask. Like father like son, you both were the reason why I have her. Go destroy the collider, I'll come and find you. Coughs. Izuku ran without looking back and climbs up and stands on a platform and looks up at the ceiling where the system to the machine is. He taps his finger into the plates but no luck. Izuku. Taping the wall multiple time. Why aren't you sticking? Kingpin. Looks at Lebrad, get that thing ready and soon. Run faster. Izuku. It's Kingpin. Hides Kingpin. I'll say it's nice to see you Spider-Man but it's not. Spider-Man. Hey Kingpin, how's business? Kingpin. Booming. Hey nice. Pulls out Spider-Man's mask. Spider-Man. That's a no-no. Izuku. Eyes widen. The guy in the picture with my dad. He's Spider-Man. Kingpin. He Spider-Man. This might open a black hole in Brooklyn. I can't be worth the risk. Kingpin. It's not always about the money. Spider-Man. Prowler. Steps in and brings out his claws, takes a few steps towards him. Spider-Man. Don't you want to know what I saw in there? Kingpin. Wait Spider-Man. I know what you were trying to do and it won't work. They're gone. Kingpin. Takes a deep breath. Asterisk RRRRRRRHHHHHHHHHHHHHH. Izuku. Went pale as he covers his mouth, holding his screams. Kingpin. Get rid of the body. Izuku's heart was racing and he was beyond scared. His legs can't stop shaking, his body won't move, but it took almost all of his strength to stand a little, but it made a noise. Kingpin. Looks where the noise came from. Izuku couldn't take it, so he ran out, not looking back. His body is telling him to run not matter what, but he didn't notice that his body became transparent. Kingpin. Kill that guy. Prowler. Ran toward the noise. Izuku got out and ran where he first found the spider. He looked at the spider and it had a big number which he didn't know it was there, so he remembered the number as he jumped over the barbed door and trips as he landed, but stood up quickly and kept running. Even with no light it was enough for him to see where he needed to go, but suddenly the prowler broke through the door in front of him, but instead of noticing him he looking around. How come? Did he not see me? Izuku looked at himself, finally noticing. Izuku. Invisibility. Yes, since when can Spider-Man do that? Izuku took the opportunity and ran once more, but then the train came easily. Izuku had to go to the sides where it's safe, so he did. Once the train passed, Izuku looks back at Prowler, who is gone. He guesses that the Prowler thought he went to another direction, but Izuku didn't have the time, so he left, got out the train track, waited for his next stop and went not to the dorms but home. He was still invisible during it. He couldn't stop it, he couldn't control it. The boy was scared that his favorite hero died in front of him. His mind was everywhere, so many thoughts came to him. Maybe if he never was there, would he have lived? Then his mind went dark. Izuku. Tears leaking from his eyes. This is my fault. If only I wasn't there, then maybe he would be alive. I am sorry Spider-Man, I am so sorry. The word kept repeating over and over again until a thought trace in Spider-Man's word. Spider-Man. This override key is the only way to stop the collider. Without a second thought to spare, Izuku went to his pockets and found the override key. He held it by his chest. Izuku. Sniffs. I need to go home. Outside of his house, he climbs up of the house, opens the window and makes his way in, and there he lied there for a few minutes until the door opened. Inko. Who's there? I'm not afraid to hurt anyone, holding a bat, but as she looks closer, Izuku. Izuku. Stand up straight. Inko. Baby, what are you doing up so late and why aren't you in your due? Was tackled by a hug. What's wrong? What happened? Izuku. Mom. Looks at her, tears leaking from him. Can I stay here, Jay, just for today? Inko. Worried look. Izuku. Hun, you're scaring me. Izuku. Please. Inko. Looks at the boy and sees his eyes of her son. Okay, you can stay, I'll cook you up something, okay? Izuku. Nods. Inko. Little smile. Call me if you need anything, okay? She left to the kitchen. Izuku. Sits in his bed. He laid on his bed thinking more of what happened, and the tears still never stopped. He knew what happened and he didn't do anything to help. He felt so useless. Deku. It's been so long since he heard his useless nickname, but there's the promise he made to Spider-Man after his dead, and his keeping it. He can't reveal it, he can't tell her mom about it. Another memory flowed to Izuku's mind. Spider-Man, can you hide your face and don't tell anyone who you are? He's got everyone in his pocket. The thought of him telling his mother, and then the image came to Izuku as he sees Kingpin in front of him and was ready to kill her. His heart stopped a few seconds just thinking about it. This was too much for him. His stomach was twisting. Izuku immediately covered his mouth. He felt like throwing up, but then the news came in just enough for him to hear it. Reporter. We interrupted this broadcast for a special report. Sad news tonight. The hero known as Spider-Man has died after injuries related to another powerful earthquake. Multiple sources confirmed. Peter Parker, a 26-year-old grad student. Inko. Covers mouth. My God. Izuku was standing there looking at the TV with it cut deeper to him as the world doesn't know the full truth about his death, which brought his thoughts darken, and thus he sleeps hoping for his thoughts to be clear the next day. Izuku stands across the street looking at the long line of people at a store merchandise of Spider-Man. My husband Peter Parker was an ordinary person. He always said it can be anyone behind the mask. He made it in and went to grab a costume of his size. He was just a kid who happened to get bit. Izuku places the costume in the counter as the old man picks it up. I'm going to miss him. Izuku. Why, yeah? We were friends, you know. Izuku. Does it come with a refund if it doesn't fit? Stan. Oh young man, trust me, it always fits. Smiles. Of course. Once Izuku looked to his left, there wasn't much to say, so he paid for it and grabbed it and went to a bathroom to put it on. Truth be told, it actually fit nicely on him, well, except the pants were a little short, but it works. He's didn't ask for his power. Izuku looks at the mask that resembles Spider-Man. He couldn't put it on, he shouldn't, but the promise still remains, the promise that he would stop the collider. He had no choice. But he chose to be Spider-Man. He walks to the crowd making sure he doesn't bump into them. My favorite thing about Peter is that he made us each feel powerful. Izuku stood in the crowd looking at the one person that knows about Peter being Spider-Man. Her name is Mary Jane. Mary. We all have powers of our own kind, but in our own way we are all Spider-Man and we're all counting on you. Can he do it? Izuku wonder if he could really do it, be Spider-Man for Peter. No, he must do it. These dark thoughts, he knows he can't escape them. Then the line that Izuku had back when his dad gave him that poster. Izuku. Be greater than what you suffered. I can't keep sulking forever. Spider-Man, trust in me. I made that promise. I can't back down. I must do it, not for myself but for the people I love. Whispers, I can do this. And so it begins. Izuku sat in his room at his home, since it's a Saturday today, a pen to his right side and override key to his left, and so decided to make a notebook, one that was called Power Analysis for the Future. Number 1, he wrote down his abilities of Spider-Man and the new one he obtained encountering that day. He stood up and walks left and right while writing everything onto that book until he stopped. He forgot the most crucial part of being the Spider-Man. Izuku. I need to prove myself. Yes, in almost all of the comics he read, almost all of them had to be providing his powers, believing in his powers by a leap, what every Spider-Man has to go through in order to achieve it, of being the greatest Spider-Man. So he closed his book, grabbed his backpack and puts it in. Once he did, he grabbed his favorite sweater, one that had dark forest green color with bunny ear on the top, but just before he got to the door he stops and looks at the table where he sat. Izuku looks at the table with a determined look. The key was there. Izuku walk up to the desk and grab it, puts it in his pocket and walks out. Izuku made it. He looks up at the building that looks like the same exact size as in the comic, and so he went inside, walks towards the building, up the stairs, opened the door and makes it to the roof, the wind facing him on the way as he saw the view and how high he is. Izuku looks around the place in awe. Izuku. Whoa, is this what Spider-Man goes through on a daily basis? Swinging over buildings and running on our rooftops. I'm guessing he never get tired of it. But the challenge has yet to come. He stops and looks at the other side of the building, one the same size Izuku is on, so Izuku took off his backpack, places it on the side. Of course, Izuku with his curiosity decided to look down at the edge of the building and was already feeling his determination withered away like nothing. Izuku. Shaking. I can't do this. But immediately Izuku throws those thoughts away. There was no time for that, not right now. He can't think about that. He has to do this. He can do this no matter the danger, no matter the risk. Of course, Izuku was repeating those words again and again. Izuku. Shaking, putting on his mask. No matter the danger, no matter the risk. No matter the danger, no matter the risk. No matter the danger, no matter the risk. He did stretches to try to avoid jump onto the other building as he tied his shoes multiple times, making sure he doesn't trip on his laces, of course trying to pass the time, but he knew he couldn't avoid it, so he took a deep breath and released the air in his lungs. Izuku. Close his eyes. Why, you got this, Izuku. This is your next step into becoming a Spider-Man. It's just one leap. Eyes open with a determined look. One leap. How bad could it be? Without a second to spare, Izuku ran towards the edge. As each second he felt fast and faster, and when he reached to the edge he jumped. He soared through the air, his eyes widen. He's doing it. He's actually doing it. He can see it. He's going to make it. Izuku. I am doing it. I am really doing it. But of course he forgot one crucial thing. How is he supposed to land? So his right leg landed exactly where it's supposed to be, while his left leg bended in the wrong direction, so he fell left-sided, but a sound came from that impact. Crack! Izuku groaned, holding his left side until he realized that a cracked sound didn't sound like it came from his body, but he went pale once he knew what was on his pockets. He quickly pulled out what was there. The override key was now broken. Izuku laid on the roof of the building he landed on. He was holding back his tears as he feels as ready to burst. Now all seems lost. The one thing he needed to stop the collider is broken in the palm of his hand. He felt lost, but it got worse as it began to snow. It's the middle of the night where Izuku is at the cemetery. Izuku opens the gate and closes it behind him. He walked towards candles that light up the night in one place filled to the brim of flowers and merchandise, but in front he sees the candles burn out. It felt like a sign to Izuku, but of course ignores it since it's snowing. He stands in front of a gravestone labeled Peter Parker. Izuku takes off mask, head face down. I am so sorry, Spider-Man. The override key. Why, you gave T to me, the one T that you trusted I had to me. It broke. He looks at the broken key. T, the promise. I don't think I can do it. Without Izuku noticing, a dark figure jumped down behind Izuku. Izuku. Tears leaking from his eye. I promise myself that I'll do it, B, but T, the one thing why you entrusted me to do I broke it. Looks to his left as he see a dark figure. Immediately Izuku panicked and put on his mask, but the dark figure grabbed Izuku's shoulder. Hey kid! Izuku off instinct used his left hand to get the man's hand off his shoulder, but then Izuku's hand glowed bright green and with a single tap caused the dark figure to get fried with electricity as he was sent back, but the dark figure shot out multiple webs which caught Izuku and pulled him along, making him land face full of snow. Izuku stood up, his mask tilted. Did I just produce electricity from my hands? Inspects his hands, then the web, and at the man's spider webs, but his sense kicked in as he sees the same connection as him. And no. He inspects the man who has a web shooter and he moves the man's jacket to reveal the Spider-Man's suit, not the ones you get from a store but a real one. Izuku's mind exploded. Izuku. Who are you? Alright people, let's do this one last time. My name is Peter B. Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for the last 22 years I thought I was the one and only Spider-Man. Peter B. Parker. Drinking coffee and looking at a newspaper. What a day. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. You see, I saved the city, fell in love, I got married, saved the city some more, maybe too much, my marriage got testy, made some dicey money choices, don't invest in a spider-themed restaurant. Then like 15 years passed, blah blah blah, super boring. I broke my back, a drone flew into my face, I buried Aunt May, my wife and I split up. But I handled it like a champion. 'Cause you know what? No matter how many times I get hit, I always get back up, and I got a lot of time to reflect and work on myself. Did you know that seahorses that they made for life? Could you imagine a seahorse seeing another seahorse and then making it work? She wanted kids and it scared me. I'm pretty sure I broke her heart. Peter B. Parker hangs up. Flash forward. I'm in my apartment doing push-ups, doing ab crunches, getting strong when this weird thing happened, and I gotta say, weird things happen to me a lot. But this was real weird. 2 o'clock, sorry I can't really, something that can't be explained, so go with what happened. You see, I was in New York, but things were different. Also I was dead, and blonde. I was kind of perfect. It was like looking in a mirror. I have a feeling the thing that brought me here was the thing that got him killed. You wanna know what happened next? Me too. Izuku. Who are you? Just before he could get answers, a light flashed at Izuku. Police. What are you doing over there, Izuku? was startled and immediately put his hands up. Police. Freeze PDNY. Izuku knew if he were to get caught his mother will kill him, so he had to face the wrath of her mom or become a criminal. He chose the safest option. Izuku runs to the man on the floor as he picks him up and runs. Police. Stop. With Izuku's strength he runs carrying the man on his back, but he had another idea in mind as he grabs the man's hand and uses his web shooters and shot a building. Izuku. Sorry officers. He lets go of the ledge and swings his way out. As he does so he lets go of the web shooters, thus letting go of the web. He shoots another one and kept repeating the process. Izuku. I am doing it. I am swing L like Spider-Man. But luck was not always on his side as he shot a web slinger at a train. Izuku. Why luck? Why? What the asterisk slowly opens eyes. Hey, where am I? Izuku. Sorry sir. Who are you? Why are you trying to kill me? Izuku. I am not the police. They're come after us. Really, I wonder why. Maybe I have a kid trying to kill me. Izuku. I'm not trying to kill you. That was interrupted by a street light smacked the man's face, knocking him out. Izuku. Sir, are you okay? Knocked out cold. But all in all nothing really happened. Both of them were hanging after the train stop after the street light hit him, so Izuku with enough strength somehow took him to his home. Well, not actually. He put the man on his rooftop, where surprisingly is his secret spot. Apparently whoever takes the top floor can get the roof too, so he made his own little base. Sure, he doesn't go there often, but to him it's enough for him. Slowly opens eyes. What the asterisk? He sees a wooden ceiling. Kid, he electrocuted me with his hands. Slowly sits up. Damn, that hurts. Touches his face, which was patch up him. Izuku moves the curtains as he holds something on his hand, still wearing his mask. Oh, you're awake. As he looks at the boy he felt his sense connected with his. You're like me. Izuku. Little smiles. Why? Yeah, I got a questions if why you don't mind asking. Smells something delicious as his stomach growls. Izuku. Oh yeah, I brought food so you can eat first then ask questions later. Underscore. Takes a bite out of fried pork. Oh, this is so good. What do you call this again? Izuku. Katsudon? Digging out of the rice. Katsudon. Man, if only New York had these. Izuku. Why yeah, my mom makes them for me. Burps asterisk. Oh okay, questions right? Izuku. Yes, so how did you get here? What do you mean? Izuku. I heard about Spider-Man saying something about dimensions which got me thinking about a universe of the same person but different, so what I'm saying is you're not this universe Spider-Man but you're Spider-Man from another universe. Man kid, you just answered your question. Izuku blushes. But thank you for the food and thanks for patching me up, but I have to get going. I'm trying to find a way home. Slowly walks out and moves the curtain. Izuku. Wait as he sees him ready to swing away. Please teach me how to be Spider-Man. He stops. Izuku. Please my Spider-Man. I promise him that I would stop the collider and the man who killed him is after me. Wait, what did you say? Izuku. You Spider-Man's killer is after me. No, the collider, where is it? Izuku. Brooklyn U under Fisk Tower. Alright, thanks kid, and about the Spider-Man thing, trust me kid, it's better being normal. Izuku. But I can't, I'm not normal, I am different. Please kid, everyone's diff-ack. He began to glitch out reality as he falls to his knees. Izuku. Are you okay? Stands up. Why yeah, I'm fine but like I said, everyone is different kid. Izuku. IIH have powers. With great power comes G. Don't kid, trust me, it's not worth it. Izuku. But don't you need AO override key to destroy the collider? Looks at him. Oh, you have a gobber, hand it over. Izuku. Looks down. About that. Raise eyebrow. What? Izuku. Gives it to him. Looks at it. Did you break this? Izuku. Why yeah. Heavy sighs. The collider is the thing that brought me here and I need to go back with my life, but now it's broken. Throws it. Izuku. See, can't we make another? Starts walking onto a wall. Sorry kid, that doesn't work like that. I have to re-steal what your Spider-Man did back in Alchemax. Izuku. Puts his feet on the wall and sticks from it and balances his body. Then please let me come with you. Sorry kid, I can't. Izuku. This is my fault, so let me fix it. Izuku. It was my fault that this happened, so please let me help and make it right. Ready to tear up. Looks at Izuku. He sees him ready to cry. No, don't do it Peter, don't it. It's too dangerous. Moving left and right. Come on Peter, don't think about it, just leave. Heavy sighs. Alright kid, let's go, we don't have a second to lose, god damn it. Starts walking away. Izuku wipes his tears and looks at him with determination. Why yes Spider-Man. Please call me Peter, it's better that way Peter. Shoes on burger. Wait, you mean to tell me you're the same kid as yesterday? Izuku looking distressed. Why yeah. Peter. Wow, that's crazy. Is that really your hair color and your eyes too, and you can speak English so fluently? This keeps getting crazier. Sucks on his fingers. Waiter. Mean look places the receipt. Peter. You have money right? Izuku. Why yeah, and yes it's natural. By the way do you have any tips you could tell me about being Spider-Man? Peter. Yeah, I got plenty. Disinfect the mask. You're gonna want to use baby powder in the suit. You don't want any chafing, right? Izuku. Taking note. Is that all Peter? Where did he get the notebook from? Yeah, that was everything. Shoes on fries. Izuku. Displeased look. This is going to be harder than I thought. Peter. Look up where Alchemax is. Izuku pulls out phone. It's in Hudson Valley, New York. Eyes lightens. Why, you could teach me how to swing on the way there. Bright smile. Peter. Chuckles underscore. Both Peter and Izuku are on a bus traveling to Hudson Valley. Izuku pouting on the way there while Peter tries to convince him. Peter. I'm not swinging to the Hudson Valley. Izuku, not a hearty burger breakfast. Taps Izuku knees. Keep your legs fresh, you're gonna thank me later. They arrived at the place and both Izuku and Peter took off their cloths to reveal their costume, suit, but Peter had sweatpants on as they both do their poses. Izuku. Sweating. Does Spider-Man wear sweatpants? Peter. Anyways, looks at the outside of place. Now I have to retrace Peter's step. Okay, bends down as he puts his hand to his chin. What would I do if I were me? Izuku. Copying his gesture. Peter. Got it. Step 1. I infiltrate the lab. 2. Find the head scientist's computer. Izuku. Wait, the head scientist, that would be her name's Olivia Octavius. Peter. Okay, Nay looks at him. Did you say Octavius? Izuku. Why yes Peter. Size. Okay, doesn't matter, this could still work. Step 2. I follow to her office. And 3. I hack the computer. 4. Download the import stuff. I'll know it when I see it. Step 6. I grab a bagel from the cafeteria and run. Izuku. Is there something I could do you know better chance of success? Peter. Stretching. Step 6. You stay here, your lookout, very important. Izuku. But what if you get caught or worse captured? I wouldn't know what to do. Panicking. Peter. Relax kid, I won't get captured. Web swings his way. Don't worry kid, I'll quiz you later. Izuku. Sees Peter going towards the lab. Calm down. Izuku is Spider-Man. He grabs a rock as he sat down behind a giant rock, worried if Peter would come back to him, but he heard a car moving in front of the facility. Izuku observes the black car until he saw him, which made Izuku turn pale. Izuku. Kingpin crack. Izuku looked at the cracked sound and looked at his hand where he had the rock. It broken into pebbles. He sat back down, breathing heavily as he saw the image again, how he broke Spider-Man with his bare hand. Izuku was scared that he was going to see it again. Izuku. Grips on his knees. I don't want that to happen, and not again. Without the back of his telling him not go, he went anyways. Izuku went around the area and onto the building and sees Kingpin below him. He found a vent, and before he went in he tapped his fingertips onto the metal. It was not sticking, so he went for the other option. He slid his way in using his back and legs to scoot him down the vent. Once he made it to the platform, Kingpin was there walking. Izuku crawl his way forward, whispering out loud if Peter was there. Izuku. Crawling his way looking at Kingpin. Peter Eder pet eep. He was faced with a butt. Peter. Peter. Looks behind him. What are you doing here? Izuku. Kingpin he's here. Peter. Go back outside. Izuku. No I see, I can't watch Spider-Man die, not again. So please let me help you. Peter. Eyes widen. Izuku. What Peter? You're a good kid. Izuku. Hey, you're a nice change of pace. Izuku. Smiles under the mask. Olivia. Oh, Mr. Fisk. They both look at the doctor as she walks to her desk and sits down. Olivia. Look at this data. I know you can't really understand it, but these are really good numbers. She types in her password. Peter. Looks at the window glass reflection. Her typing the password, and I got the password. Olivia. Mr. Fisk, if we fire again this week, shows her monitor to Fisk. There could be a black hole under Brooklyn. Clicks another image. You see this, clicks another, and this. This is multiple dimensions begin to crash into each other. Peter uses a puppet hand to follow what she's saying. He looks at Izuku. This is pretty standard Spider-Man stakes. You get used to it. Watch this. He's gonna say uses puppet hand. You got 24 hours. Kingpin. You got 24 hours. Peter winks at him. Izuku. Little nervous. Olivia. What this means is there could be a rupture in the space-time continuum. Peter. Oof, that's bad. Actually everything she said was bad. I was lying before. So after they left, Peter opened the vent and climbs his way out and onto Olivia's chair as he types in the computer. Olivia. And now hold on, let me get some more data. Izuku of course wanted to get out of vent, so instead of doing what Peter, he chose the safest option. He planted his hands on the light, then with a little push plant his feet on the ceiling. It was a start, so he let go of his hand and now was standing upside down. Izuku. Oh okay tth, this is good. And now Jeju, just imagine W walking and normal. This was not normal. Izuku walked over the light and walked toward Peter. He made it to Peter's side, but he had a problem. Izuku. How'd I get down? What Spider-Man does when he walk on a ceiling is do a backflip. Izuku doesn't know how to do a backflip, and even if he tries to, his feet now won't let go. Like he finally reach his stop. Izuku though of doing what a cat does, so he places his hands like a cat and is ready to jump and land on his feet, but he was stuck both legs and hands on the ceiling next to Peter. He had nothing to do, so he had to ask for help. Izuku. Peter. Not now kid, I'm in the middle of looks at the vent. Hey kid, where are you? Izuku. You up here? Peter looks up and sees him looking like a cat who got stuck on a ceiling. How did yo? I don't want to ask. Listen kid, relax your finger, be in the moment, just calm down. Izuku takes a deep breath and tries to pull out, which didn't do nothing. He began to panic, moving his hands and feet up and down. While this was happening, both Olivia and Kingpin talked. Olivia. I'm not refusing. Kingpin. No more excuses. Olivia. I just need more time. Now we're back with the two as Izuku is breathing heavily, trying to calm himself down, but it's not working. Peter. They're right there. They're going to see you. Izuku, you gotta unstick. What do you do to relax? Izuku closes his eyes, thinking about the one thing. He enjoys taking notes. He always loves to take notes on subjects he loves and the places he sees during his time in Brooklyn. It was a dream for him to learn so many things being in this city and take note of what are the best routes for him to go to school or the place he loves to eat, and got to meet the shop owner which he enjoyed talking to. That was enough for him to truly calm down as he orders his body to stop his legs from sticking and then his hand landing safely. Izuku. I did it. I really d. Mouth covers Peter. SSSSHHHHHH. Olivia turns around and she thought she heard something. She walks away. But once Peter blinked, Izuku was gone. Peter. Kid, let's go. Where did you go? Izuku. What I'm right. He looks at himself. Oh. Peter. Kid touches Izuku's shoulders, feeling them without knowing what body part. What am I feeling? Izuku. My shoulders. Peter. How are you doing this? Izuku. I know it's something SP Spider-Man D doesn't have. Peter. You're right, I never seen this before, as he lets go and move his hand to shoo off gesture, seeing it react, revealing Izuku's suit, then disappears after it's some sort of fight or flight system. Izuku. So did you get the key? Peter. About that, we're taking the whole PC. Izuku. WY. Peter turns the monitor towards him. Izuku. Oh. Before they both take the PC, they heard a door open and looked at the direction. It wasn't Olivia but someone else, as that person was walking directly towards them. Izuku. Pop. Peter looks at the invisible Izuku. Listen to me, I'll distract him while you get the PC. Got it? Izuku. Why yes. He hides behind the desk, then the door opened and the person standing there was Izuku. Eyes widen. Stacy. Peter looks at him. You know her? Gwen. Hey guys, takes off glasses. I guess I wasn't the only one after the key. Izuku. Wait, turns invisible. If why you're after the override key, then why you must be I widen. Peter. Another Spider-Man, right? My name is Gwen Stacy. I was bitten by a radioactive spider. And for the last 2 years, I've been the one and only Spider-Woman. You guys know the rest. I joined a band. Saved my dad. I couldn't save my best friend, Peter Parker, so now I save everyone else. And I don't do friends anymore, just to avoid any distractions. And one day this weird thing happened. And I mean, like, really weird. I was blown into last week. Literally. I landed in New York, but not my New York. Lucky for these folks. Spider-Man was there to save the day. My spider sense told me to head to Vision's Academy. Wasn't sure why until I met you. Izuku. Waves his hands at her. Hey. Gwen. Waves her hand at him. Hey, well, on to our main topic. We have to get the override key. Izuku, why are you holding the PC? Peter. Sweating about that. Apparently this version of Octavius isn't good at organizing. Gwen. Alright, now we have to get out of here before Olivia gets here. Just when she said it, the door opened from the other side. As the three looked at that person, it was in fact Olivia. Izuku. Pop. Gwen. Looks and sees the PC floating, but no Izuku. Where's Izuku? Peter. Now's not the time, we need to get out of here. Looks up at the vent. Gwen. Looks up at the vent. Will it even fit Peter? Izuku is a little small, so it'll work, come on. So Izuku went first, then Peter, and finally Gwen, and they closed the vent on the way out just before the door opened. Gwen. Crawling with the two. You sure Olivia won't notice? I mean, I don't know, a big PC that just so happens to disappear. Peter. I mean, I hope she doesn't. Izuku crawls his way forward, but just before he could see the way to the end, he heard a crack sound, and immediately the three stopped. Peter. Looks to see where the noise came from until he look at Izuku. K kid, don't move. Gwen. Why, yeah, don't move. If you do, you'll break the PC on impact. Izuku. Panicking as he heard the cracked sound again, so with his last effort Izuku slid the PC out of the air vent, and then he dropped. Izuku. Peter. Hold on, kid. Web shots him as drops him safely. Well, I'll stay with Izuku while you get the PC out of here. Gwen. Nods. Izuku. Pale. I thought I was gonna die. Peter. Lands next to him. Not bad, kid, but we have to get out of here first. Izuku. Why, yeah, they opened the door in front of him and are now at the cafeteria. Peter. Well, this is a good time to turn invisible. Izuku. Why, yeah. Peter. Well, I see you're not going to, so I selecting a bagel. Grabs a bagel. Act super normal. They both walk slowly out of the cafeteria until the people began to notice. Lebrat 1. Spider-Man. Peter. You know that's funny, I get that a lot. Beep. 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 Lebrat 2. Spider-Man. Lebrat 3. Hands up. Pulls out a briefcase weapon. Peter. You know what, you can have it. Izuku hands it to Izuku. Let's run. Izuku. Huh. They both make a run for it. Lebrat 4. There's a moving bagel. Peter. Alright, kid, time to swing just like I taught ya. Izuku. Throws the bagel at someone. Not important. Why you didn't teach me anything about swinging? Ah. Got BAGELED. Izuku. Winces. Peter. That's the point, it's a little joke, you know. Team building. Passes the web shooters at Izuku. Izuku. Struggling to catch it but gets it. How do I put it? Oh. Peter. No time, puts it on for him as he presses the button. Good luck, pushes him. Izuku. Swings his way. I can't do this. Peter. Of course you can. Swings to the left. Everybody knows that the best way to learn swings to the right is under intense life-threatening pressure. Izuku is spinning around, but he sees the tree that is about to hit him with enough force to go around the tree, but the web didn't last long as it snapped. Thankfully Peter catch Izuku's leg. Peter. I got you, kid, but while he catches Izuku was me by a tree. As it hit his back, it caused him to catch his breath, struggling to breath. Peter. Kid, you already? Izuku. My back, as the web moved him out of the tree, still hanging onto it. Peter. Hey, tell me about it. So while Izuku was hanging catching his breath, he noticed something breaking trees. As he took a close look, his face went pale. Izuku. Peter. Peter. Looks behind him. Oh. Olivia was there and she was hot on their tracks. She had a 4-ball and like arms cutting through trees like nothing. Olivia. There you are. Smirks Peter. Kid, now's the time for you to start swinging. Izuku. Looks around himself. Peter. Aim with your hips. Look where you want it to hit. Square your shoulders. Don't forget to follow through. Izuku follow through with his advice as Peter swings him forward ready for him to start swinging, and when he found the right tree he shot it at he began to soar through the air vivid color following Izuku's back and he felt it. What's it like being Spider-Man? Izuku. I am doing it. Peter. That's it kid, don't look back, keep moving forward. Izuku. This is amazing Peter. Beside Izuku you're doing great, double tap to release and flip it out again. Izuku. G got it as he flips and released S, so cool. Peter. That's it, flip and release Izuku. Flip and release. Peter. You're a natural kid, flip and release Izuku. Flip and release. Peter. You doing it Izuku. Well I do have the best teacher. Peter. We're a little team, me who's the teacher who could still do it, you as the student who can do it. Just not as good, I'm proud of us. Is there something you want to say to me? He started to glitch out as he stops swing and falls. Izuku. Peter. Drops down as he sees him drop to a branch holding him. Izuku falls and drops to the branch which is holding the two. I got yo, hears trees breaking as he look behind and sees Olivia coming at them. With his strength Izuku pulls himself up. He struggles to stand on the branch going to Peter to tree to get him, but the branch broke as the both fall just as they are about to hit the ground. Webs came out of nowhere. Peter woke up looking around about what just happened. Tangled by webs while Izuku was also tangled in a weird position. Then a sudden white blur passed the two as the person swinging Olivia noticed the new Spider-Man. She completely ignored the two as she processed to go after her. The person then dived, leaving Olivia speechless as her claws were trapped in web, and immediately the person kicked her to the face making Olivia bounce back. With her claws bounced, the person twirled her body from the ground and up in the air, delivering the final blow knocking Olivia down. She processes her way to the two as she takes her mask off. Gwen. Smiles. The PC is safe and sound. Peter. Izuku, your friend is cool. Izuku. Blushes under the mask. I like your suit. Gwen. Thanks, now then we should start heading out. Starts to leave. Let's go. Izuku. Opens mask. How many Spider-Mons are there? Looks at Peter. Peter. Save it for Comic-Con. Izuku. Puts on mask as he gets dragged by Peter. The three are now at the bus as Peter is laying on the back and both Izuku and Gwen are separate seated form on another. Gwen inspecting the broken override key. Gwen. You broke this. Raise eyebrow. Izuku. Sweating as he didn't make eye contact. Why yeah. Gwen. How did you even break it? Izuku. IIJ jumped across AABU building our rooftop in. Gwen. Let me guess, you couldn't land right. Izuku. Embarrassed. Gwen. Chuckles. Trust me, I wasn't able to land on my feet before, but it took me a while to get used to it. Looks at him. You will. Izuku. Smiles. Yeah Gwen. And this looks at the key. I know where we can make a new one. Izuku. Looks at her. About your friend. I am sorry for your lose. Gwen. Little smile. Thanks. Izuku sighs. I know how hard this is to have to figure this out on your own. It's actually kinda nice not being the only spider person around. Izuku. Nods. It's nice talking about this Stacy. Gwen. Raise eyebrow. It's Gwen. Izuku. Gwen. We're friends aren't we? So call me Gwen. Izuku. Smiles brightly. Right. They both talked to each other some more. Not know that Peter B. Parker was wide awake hearing it all while smiling. Peter. Hey, not bad. Closes eye. Somewhere in Queen the three stand in front of a house. Many donations and candles are out of the front lawn of the house. Peter then shot a web onto the doorbell. Ring. Peter. Sighs. We should probably go. Gwen. Peter, we are literally in front of the doorstep. Peter. Bad idea. Starts walking away. This is a bad idea. Gwen. Webb shots him as she drags him back. Just relax. You guys are very sweet but no more fans today. Please. She slowly opens the door and once she sees Peter her eyes widen. Peter. I'm not ready for this. Drops her bat. Peter. Peter walks up to him. Peter. Hey Aunt May, so this is gonna sound crazy but I'm pretty sure I'm from in May. An alternate dimension. Peter. Yeah May. You look tired. Peter. Peter. Well, I am tired May. And older and thicker. Peter. Ouch May, really? Izuku and Gwen. Little chuckles. May. Oh geez, are those sweatpants? Gwen. Yup, it's what they are. Izuku. Looks at May. I was there that day. Looks down. I am so sorry. May. You're Izuku Midoriya, right? Izuku. I widen H ho. Yes. Peter. Aunt May, you know the kid? May. No, but I did know his father. Izuku. May. We can talk about it inside Gwen. About that, did Peter have a place where he made the override key? Looks at Izuku. Izuku. Oh, takes out the override key and give it to May. May. Inspects it. Agaber looks at the three. Follow me. She opens the door to the backyard as she walks towards a little shed. Peter. Oh yeah, I got one of these too. A little old shed where I keep my spider gear. May opens the locked key. As she twisted the key, the locks glowed a bright blue, then lit up the entire shed door as it opened. May. Get in, Izuku. Star Eyes S so cool. Gwen. Looks at him as she chuckles. Yeah, it is. Peter. Walks in. I mean, this place is pretentious. As the door closes, the room went down. It was dark, but the lights lit up on each section, each showing the lab room, weight room and vehicles and more. Of course, did this not stop Izuku from fanboy as he describes the vehicle Spider-Man used to ride on his prime days. Izuku. Peter, was this also like this back on your universe? Peter. Mine was like this, but take away the Jeep, the plane. I feel sad for this guy. Walk up to a table, put notice a frame on the table. He picked it up and see it was Mary Jane. Izuku. Looking at the suits in awe. Gwen. Izuku. Izuku. Looks at Gwen. Why yes, Gwen. Look at this suit, it kinda suits you. Looks at the stealth suit. Izuku. Looks at it. L looks a bit too tight. Gwen. But hey, it's the color green, isn't it? Izuku. Looks at her. Is it because of my hair and eyes? Gwen. Smiles. Yep, definitely perfect for you. Peter. Looks at the two. Smiles. Izuku walked towards the middle of all the suits, the original suit that Peter always uses. Izuku looks at it in amazement as he saw a reflection of him well lowered to the suit's chest since he's still short. May. Peter knew how dangerous the job was, but he figured the only one who could stop this guy is Spider-Man. Izuku. And my dad. May. Your father knew who Spider-Man was and their objective to stop Kingpin, but that led him to his death. But it was thanks to your father that he helped Peter to try to track down the collider and make the gobber in the first place. Smiles. He kept talking about you all the time in our talks. Izuku. Looks down. Peter. Wait, what was his name? May. Hisashi. Peter. Sounds familiar. Nah, it's nothing. Gwen. Hisashi. That also familiar too, but we can think about it later. Right now it's about Kingpin. We'll be outnumbered by him. May. Don't be so sure. Pulls out name tags. You might need these. The three then felt a presence up on the ceiling as they see four eyes looking down at them. May. You think you're the only people who thought to come here? Tips hat. He fellas. Izuku. Why's he be black and white? Peter. Where's that wind coming from? We're in a basement. Wherever I go the wind follows and the wind smells like rain. Sitting on her mech. Hey guys, jumps down. Hello, nice to meet you all. Poses. She looks at Izuku with awe. OMG, are you Japanese? It's been a week since I've seen someone from Japan. What's your name? Izuku. Blushes. Midoriya. Izuku. It's nice to meet you. My name's Parker Penai. I like your hair. Did you dye it? Gasp. Don't tell me, is it natural? Pulls out phone as she grabs Izuku and pulls him to a camera. Say cheese. Izuku. Blushing mess. CC cheese. Gwen. Twitches. Peter. This could literally not get any weirder. It can get weirder. Ready to shake hands. I just washed my hands, that's why they're wet, no other reason. They all began to feel their spider sense connected to one another. Everyone. You're like me. My name's Peter Parker. My name's Penai Parker. My name's Peter Porker. Peter 3 and Penai and Porker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider. Pig asterisk. The two looked at Porker. Peter 3. In my universe it's 1933 and I'm a private eye. I like to drink egg creams and like to fight Nazis a lot. Penai. I'm from New York in the year 3145. I have a psychic link with a spider who lives inside my father's robot and we're best friends forever. Peter 3. Sometime I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to feel something. Anything blows out. He groans. Porker. I'm a photographer for the Daily Beagle. When I'm not poaching around I'm working like a dog trying to sniff out the latest story. I frolic and I dance and I do this with my pants. Peter 2. Okay, enough. So how did you get here, Peter 3? Well, it's kinda a long story. 143 Peter 3. Maybe not that long, Penai. And now we're just trying to find a way home. Mech. Sad face, Peter 3. The only was home is back through that collider gizmo, the only trouble is. Porker. One of us has to stay behind and destroy it. Everyone, except Izuku. I'll do it, Izuku. I think there's only one problem. Penai. What's th? Just as she was about to say it, everyone in the room began to glitch out stronger than usual except for Mei and Izuku. Izuku. If you guys stay here any longer, why you'll die. I made a promise to Peter, I'll do it. It's my fault I brought you here to let me keep it with a determined look, a little nervous. Gwen. Penai. Porker. Looks at Izuku. Peter 3. Who stutters? Peter. This is Izuku and he's gonna save the multiverse. Gwen. Penai. It's Izuku. Peter. Izuku, whatever. Izuku. Sweating. Peter. This kid can turn himself invisible, watch this, he can do it now. Izuku. Tries to do it. Peter. Okay, but it was cool, right, Gwen? Gwen. Why yeah, it did, but it didn't lasted long, Peter. How about the zappy thing, Izuku? Izuku. Tries to do it. Peter. Sweating. Kid, say something, you're scaring me. Izuku. Embarrassed sorry, Peter. What else can you do, come on. Izuku. Oh, only those two, Peter. Pretend, laugh, you see that, only two. Porker. Oink. Peter 3. Aw man, Gwen. Look, he told me himself that he jump over a building roof to get to the other. That takes guts, I believe in him and I think he'll get us home. Looks at Izuku. Izuku. Bright smile. Peter 3. Okay, little fella, Kingpin is gonna send a lot of mugs after ya, and I'm talking hard boys, real biscuit boxers. Puts both fist up. Izuku. Puts fists up. I never fought B before. Peter 3. Surprise attack. Ready to swip his legs. Izuku. Jumps in time. Wo. Penai. Can you rewire a mainframe while being shot at? Asterisk tosses tablet. Izuku. Catches it. I don't know, Penai. Show me. Peter 3. Surprise attack. Hit him in the face. Izuku. Hold his face as he's on the ground. Gwen. Can you swing and flip with the grace of a trained dancer? Izuku. I just learned how to swing. Peter 3. Can you close off your feelings so you don't get crippled by the moral ambiguity of your violent actions? Izuku. I am Mary. Can you help your aunt create an online dating profile so she can get out of the dang house for once in a while? Izuku. But she already am married. Porker. Can you float through the air when you smell a delicious pie? Izuku. Oh, only cartoons can do that. Gwen. Can you be strong? Penai. Ruthless Gwen. Disciplined. Izuku. Panicking. I don't kn. Penai. Physic. Peter 3. Show me some moxie, soldier. Gwen. Picks up Izuku. Above all, no matter how many times you get hit, can you get back up? Takes a stance. Izuku. Gets kicked to the chest. Peter. Cause when a Spider-Man is on the floor. Izuku. Gets smacked by Porker. Porker. When you think you can't keep going. Gwen. Come on, Izuku. Penai. Come on, you can do it. Gwen. You can do this. Izuku. Breathing heavily. Peter. Noticed guys cool it. Izuku felt it, the weight of helplessness. He's on the ground, but a dark memory came to him like a moving truck hitting him to his thoughts. He remembered what this was like to be at the ground, a stepping stone. He almost forgot what it felt being everyone's shadow, but it hurt so much. But he felt too angry. Why can't he change? Why can't he finally move on? He finally has a place to forget about him. For almost 10 years he can finally be at peace. He hated being at the ground, but not again, not this time. He won't allow himself to go through that ever again. So he got back to reality. He felt a surge of energy came from his chest, glowing green as it showed, his heart beating at a fast pace, his breath becoming heavier each second. And now we are here. Penai. Come on, you can do it. Peter 3. Get up, Izuku. Gwen. Come on, Izuku, get up. Zip. Izuku. Please. Electric glow from his hands and eyes. Peter. Eyes widen. Izuku. S shut. He screamed at the top of his lungs, energy spreading across the entire basement, shutting off everything, knocking everyone back until the backup generators began to start turning, everyone groaning, but they immediately looked to the place where Izuku was. He wasn't there, but as they look up, they see the broken exit. Peter 3. Coughs. Why, you weren't lying when you said he had the so-called zappy thing. Peter. T told you. Gwen. Looks at the exit. Izuku. _ He is jumping roof to roof, heart beating, breathing heavily, throat sore. Izuku kept jumping. His mind was all over, trying to calm himself, but to no luck, tears welling up in his eyes. It hurt. His heart is beating too fast. It felt like it was about to burst, but the thoughts stopped as he tripped over the roof edge, dropping onto the roof, but his phone came out of his pockets, accidentally clicking the voicemails. Izuku then heard her mom's voice. You've got 180th new messages, Inko. Izuku, are you okay? Inko. It's been day, I haven't heard you or the school, please call me. Inko. Izuku, you better answer, young man. Inko. Izuku, you're scaring me, this isn't like you, please call me back. Inko. Izuku, I hope you're safe, please. Inko. I told Jefferson to talk to his son about you, but he also didn't hear anything about you leaving, please answer. Inko. Listen, Izuku, Jefferson will find you, so please find the nearest police station. Inko. Jefferson can't find anything but is still searching, so please be safe, I love you. Inko. Asterisk crying, my baby boy, please come back. Inko. Izuku, it's me, call me back, sniffs, I love you. Izuku was laying on the ground crying as he heard all of the 180 messages. As his mother's voice calmed him down, his green electricity powered down as his green chest vanished. Izuku calls her but was also leaving a message. Mom. Sniffs. It's me, I'm sorry for worrying you, I'm so sorry, I'll come back, I promise, I love. His sense kicked in as he put his mask once more and dodged himself out of the way as a big claw came out of nowhere. Dark voice, there you are. Izuku. Prowler. Prowler. You have nowhere to run, kid, I suggest you comply, opens claw. Immediately the Prowler ran towards Izuku as he charges at him, but Izuku ran away as he went and jumped roof as the Prowler with his jets busted himself towards Izuku. As he got closer and right before he was gonna snatch him, Izuku dropped to the ground and ran towards the streets. Izuku kept running, not knowing where he is going, only to the one place he went today, but not it stopped as the Prowler with his motorcycle tailing Izuku. He panicked and was distracted as a car was ready to hit him, but he dodged and drops to the ground as the car hit another, blocking the Prowler, but he jumped and out of the way and the bike hit the cars and went over, almost hitting Izuku, leave a deep scratch to his cheek, bleeding. He quickly turns around looking for the Prowler, but he wasn't there. Izuku got off the ground. Izuku. Breathing heavily, keep running, so he did, but what he didn't know was that the Prowler was standing at the edge of the rooftop watching Izuku. We are with Penai Parker as she is working making the gobber, eating candy along the way and also posting. Penai. Typing in him, what should I put, mech? Smiley face. Penai. Oh, that's a great idea. She posted her story as it was the photo she and Izuku took as she put, found the cutest green bush on the multiverse. She smiles as she posted in, and now she finally finished the lasted touches, engrave the USB so the spider symbol as to took the gobber and got back to May's living room. Peter 3. This is Purple Porker. No Peter 3. Blue Porker. No Penai. Shows the gobber to Gwen and Peter 2 asterisk. Peter. Takes it and puts it around his neck. Gwen. Has anyone heard from Izuku? Peter 2. Look, he's just clearing his head, I know the kid. Gwen. Unpleasant look. Penai. Not buying it. Mecha. Raise brow. Peter 2. He's got what it takes. Peter 3. Looks at him. Peter 2. And I bet you he's gonna come back through that door recharged and ready to fight. Immediately the door opened, everyone turned to the door where they see Izuku. His cheek was bleeding and his breathing heavily. Izuku took off his mask as they noticed his eyes was red. He has been crying for a while. Izuku. Breathing heavily. Peter 2. Hey kid, calm down, take a deep breath, what happened? Gwen. Izuku tell us, checks his wound. Penai. I'll get some bandages, walks to the kitchen. Izuku. Prowler CC came a after me. Peter. It okay, take a deep breath, well, figure it out. Gwen. Treat his wound where you followed. Izuku. I don't know. Then they felt their spider sense tingle as the doorknob rattle and everyone in the living got to a fighting stance, putting on their mask as Penai, who was holding the bandages, drops the stuff and takes the stance, and they waited until they heard the door ring and the door broke and a balloon-like tentacle came out of the door smacking May's plate. Olivia comes in. Cute place, real homie. May: oh great, it's Liv. Izuku: I am so sore. Peter: get out of here, kid. Gwen: go, we got this. Izuku: ready to go to the backyard but was blocked. Tombstone: you messed up big time, kid. Very sloppy. He walks in and behind him is Scorpion. Scorpion: get over here. Cut. Scorpion: Spanish: well, look at these little spiders. He pulls out his stinger. Peter 2: well, let me guess, you're Scorpion. Well, we're the Spider Gang. May: would you mind taking this outside? Peter 3: we don't pick the ballroom, we just dance. Olivia notices the key. Oh, I think I'll be taking that. She moves her claws at Peter 2 asterisk. Peter 2 immediately dodges and grabs the claw, not before to dodge another one and hit it away but get pinned to the wall. Hit away the claws as everyone charged at Scorpion and Tombstone while Izuku was knocked back, sitting down where Scorpion is just standing there. Scorpion: stand, boy, come on, prepared to die. Izuku: stand up, but not before he was holding 2 pillows as he tries to unstick them out. Izuku panicking and no. Scorpion laughing as he moves the pillows and used his stinger to strike him. Izuku uses both of the pillows as he catches the stinger. Penai, as she watches, did not waste any more time as to got up and down in style inside her suit, moving it as it stand. Mecha underscore immediately crouches. Its blade showed. Izuku so cool. Everything was going downhill as everyone was breaking May's furniture, antique and all. May got mad at this as she got her bat and was ready for war. May: I said, hits Tombstone in the balls. Take this outside. Smacks him in the face and out of her house. This was happening as Izuku was focused on getting the USB as he finally catches it, but not before getting smacked by Olivia. But Gwen webbed herself out of the kitchen and punched Olivia, grabbing the drive, dodging, but the USB was smack out of her hand. Olivia was almost about to grab it until Izuku finally caught it. Izuku: I got it. Senses something as he looks outside, feeling scared at the person who's coming, turning off and on his invisibility. Then he came out of the window, almost grabbing the drive but couldn't as he stands there looking at Izuku. Peter 2 pulls the drive out of Izuku's hands. I got this, buddy, leave the kid alone. Tackles him. They both fight each there while was standing there not knowing what to do, but then the USB was kick and slide toward him. As he grabs it, he noticed the Prowler's stare as he was breathing heavily. Peter 2 then kick him off his grip and catapult himself and kicks him off the house. Peter 2: kid, you need to go now. Now everyone was dragged outside. Gwen on the rooftops doing backflip as Scorpion transformed his legs into 6-legged as he tries to squish her, but within enough force Gwen immediately knees him in the face, knocking him back. Underscore dispatcher: all vehicles in the area, we have a disturbance involving multiple spider people. Jefferson: grab comm, yeah, on my way. He turns on sirens and starts riding. Underscore Izuku was still inside the house until he quickly turned around and he was there. The Prowler dashed at him as Izuku dodged and the Prowler came at him again. Izuku kicked him the stomach with both legs as he used his web to pull himself and onto the wall as the Prowler was ready to punch him but missed as his hand was stuck onto the wall, but quickly pull out. Prowler: give me that thing. The Prowler kept punching, missing him from hitting wall to wall, but Izuku was now at the kitchen throwing an apple at him, but the Prowler catches it and throws it back, hitting Izuku, and the Prowler grabs the table and was ready to pin him to the wall. Prowler: don't be stupid, kid, hand it over now. Pushes the table. Izuku ducks in time as he then makes the Prowler trip and kick him the face and pushes the table onto the Prowler. Izuku ran out of the kitchen with the Prowler running pursuit as he runs him up and grabs him by the leg at the stairs. Immediately Izuku kicks him in the chest then face and ran back up. Prowler: clench fist. Izuku got out of the house and onto the roof until the Prowler broke out and dashes towards him, grabs his neck and drags him across the edge. Prowler: no, eyes widen. Izuku didn't know, but when the Prowler dragged him, some part of the chimney broke off Izuku's mask. Prowler: why you? How are you here? You should be in Jap. Then he remembered Miles telling him about his father's dead friend's wife being his neighbor. Kingpin: Prowler, what are you waiting for? Finish it. Prowler: he puts Izuku down as he stepped back a little. Bang! Izuku felt his spider sense tingle as he saw Kingpin holding a gun ready to shot the Prowler, but afterwards something happened. He felt his body moved on his own as he pushed Prowler, and now it just went black and didn't know what happened afterwards. You're worthless, Deku. Look how weak he is. Kid can't live up to expectation. Disappointing. Shut up, Deku. I feel bad for your mom. WHO brought you to this world, Deku. Immediately he woke up breathing heavily as he felt immense pain. As he looked at his side, he had bandages around his right side. Izuku. Did I get shot? Well, it could have gone worse, kid. Izuku quickly looked at the voice as he saw him sitting on a couch listening to Ice Cube. Then Izuku looks around, seeing the living Izuku. Who are you? I'm the guy that killed your dad. Izuku. Eyes widen. The name's Aaron. Aaron Davis. You know, I knew your dad back in the day. I helped him got out of his family's house. Izuku. Family house. Aaron. Your dad was a rich kid back in the day. Well, he was adopted into the family and all. Size, when I thought I wasn't gonna meet him again, he came back to Brooklyn. I didn't know why, but it was too late. He came trying to stop Kingpin. I tried to stop him, tell him, if you go too far you'll get yourself killed, and he didn't listen. Izuku. Aaron. And then stands up. One thing led to another and the Kingpin ordered me to kill him, and I did. Pulls out a gun. Izuku. Eyes widen. Aaron. He found out who I was. He knew what I was doing, but yet didn't arrest me. When he died in my arms, he told me, what if Miles knew? Those words got me thinking, and I knew that I would take it to the grave, and that how many families I ruined, and if they decide to take revenge then I would accept it. So kid puts gun in front of him. Are you gonna do it? Izuku's mind was at a blur. The man who killed his father is right in front of him. His mind blanked. If he didn't kill him, would he have still be here? So many are giving Izuku a headache. He can feel the gun in his hand. He could feel his arms pointing it at Aaron, shaking in the process. As he sees him, closes his eyes. Izuku breathing heavily, ready to pull the trigger, but then he noticed a picture next to the couch. It was him and Miles smiling together. Izuku stopped as he lowers the gun, calming himself down, tearing up. Izuku. This wo want bring me back my dad, but I am not taking M. Miles' uncle gives the gun to him. Aaron. Eyes widen. Izuku walk out, leaving Aaron for his own thoughts. Izuku runs downstairs, heart beating, tears leaking. He just kept running and running. Why is this happening? Why does he run away from everything in his life? From bullying, fighting, facing, and most of all running away from the man that killed his father, who was ready for his death, one that will never satisfy or bring back his father. He wishes it gone. He wished he wasn't there when Spider-Man died. He wished he never got bitten by that spider. He wished for all of it to go away. Izuku. I wished I never made that promise. He finally made it to his dorm room. Once he went inside, he sat onto the floor behind the bed as he looks at his notebook. Power analysis for the future #1. Izuku stared at it, flipping blank pages until at the end of it he closed the book. As he looks at the override key and then at the ceiling, his eye bags darken. He felt tired until he heard something on the window. He didn't bother looking as he is still on his own little world as spider people came inside, and then he heard Peter 2. Peter 2. Hey bud. Izuku. Space out. Peter 2. You okay? Sits on the ground next to him. The last time we saw you, you were shot. Izuku. Gwen. Hey. Sits down next to Izuku. You can talk to us. Izuku. Peter looks at him. Peter 2. Looks at his empty eyes. Izuku. Have you lose someone close to you? Peter 2. Yes, his name was Uncle Ben. Izuku. Was he murdered? Peter 2. Nods. Izuku. Did you ever want to kill the man who murdered him? Peter 2. And Izuku. Don't lie, please, tell me the truth. Peter 2. Yes. Izuku. Looks at everyone. What about all of you? Did you lose someone too? Peter 3. Takes off hat. It was my uncle Benjamin Penai. For me was my father. Gwen. Hold Izuku's hand for me. It was my friend Porker. Looks at him. Izuku. We all understand the pain you're going through. We've all been there, even if you aren't in the job. Izuku. My dad was killed by the Prowler. Everyone looks at him. Izuku. He gave me a gun. I had the gun in my hand holding the trigger. He closed his eyes and accepted it, but tears leaking. I see couldn't do it. Looks at Gwen AA and sniffs. IR ran away LL like IAA ways do. Weakly smile. Gwen. Looks at him as she closes her eyes, stopping herself from tearing. Penai. Holding back tears. Mecha. Peter 3. Porker. Sniffs, then the doorknob click as everyone immediately looked at the Izuku tired, slowly wiping away his tears. Then the door opens, we see Miles walking in headsets on, listening to Sunflower as he sat down and starts drawing like he usually does. Why all six of them were at the corner of the ceiling huddled up. Miles moved to the left. Peter too. Moved to the right. They all moved to the right, but then Miles moved from the left. Peter too. To the left, but they didn't know that he was faced to the door where the group was right on top on as he slowly looks up and sees all of them and Izuku there too. Izuku. Miles Porker. Do animals talk in this dimension? I don't want to freak him out. Miles completely went out cold, and then a few minutes later Izuku put him back to sleep. Once he turned around, there was only Peter too and Gwen there. Izuku. Looks at the two. What's happening? Where the rest? Gwen. Looks at him. Sorry Izuku, then she left. Goodbye. Peter too. Asuku, I came to say goodbye Izuku. I thought I was gonna close the C collider. Peter too. You're not going, you're staying here Izuku. B, but I was the O1WH who brought you here. It's my fault S, so let me fix it. Peter too. Asuku, it's fine Izuku. N, no it's not fine T, then who's gonna destroy the collider? Peter too. Asuku, I'll be the only one staying Izuku. Eyes widen. B, but you'll die. Peter too. I'm doing what needs to be done, I want you to hear it from me. Izuku. W, what about MJ? Peter too. Not everything work out kid. Izuku. Looks down. Peter too. I need the gobber. Izuku. Takes out gobber. I am sorry. Peter too. Looks at him. Izuku. I'm so sorry for everything Peter. Maybe if I wasn't there, maybe if I wasn't with my Peter that day, maybe then he would still be here. Gives it to him. Peter too. Kid, not everything is your fa Izuku. But it is my fault. If I was never here, if I never live in Brooklyn, then none of this would have happened, none of it. Peter too. Looks at him. Kid. Outside the window, all five of them are on the walls hearing all of this. Peter 3. Poor kid. Gwen. Sad look. Penai. Sobbing. Mecha. Izuku. No matter where I go, I'll always be a nuisance to everyone around me, even with my mom. Looks at him devastated. I'll always be Deku. Izuku is in front of his mother's house, hesitating from ringing the doorbell, but he knew he had no choice but to do it. He tried to call her before but realized his phone was broken after the run-in with the Prowler, so he took a deep breath as he clicked the doorbell as it rang, and then he heard her. Inko. Slowly opens door. W, who is it? Looks at him as her eyes widen. Izuku. Reach her hands out. Is that you? Izuku. Gently grabs her hand with a weak smile. It's me mom. Inko. Pulls him into a hug. My baby boy, I'm so happy you're safe. Izuku. Hugs her. I'm safe mom, I'm okay. Inko. Let's talk inside. Grabs his hand as she gently drags him back inside the house. Izuku, once inside, he takes off his shoes, and as he looks at the front of the living room, then at the corner of his eyes he saw a photo frame of his father. He quickly looked away and proceeded to move forward as he sat down on the chair in front of the table. Her mother already brought both drinks, his favorite green tea. As he takes a sip, then it began. Inko. Izuku, where have you been? I haven't heard of you for 2 days. What happened? Why you haven't even called me? Please Izuku tell me. Izuku couldn't tell her about him going with spider people and running around fight with villains. Technically not fight much, but enough, and not only that, find the murder and almost tried to kill him. But he knew he had to tell her something, anything. Izuku. I was there. Inko. Looks at him. Izuku. When Spider-Man died, I was there. Inko. Eyes widen. Izuku. There was a fight. Spider-Man was winning. But IW was in the way. I got him killed. And I couldn't do anything. Inko. Izuku. Izuku. Looks at her. If he didn't save me that day then he would still be he. Inko. Stop it, don't you dare say that. Izuku. Looks down. Inko. Izuku hun, you've been in love of Spider-Man the moment you saw him on TV, yes? Izuku. Why yes Inko. Then you know damn well the one thing Spider-Man never tolerates, never looks away and never ignores. Izuku. The safety of others. Inko. Izuku, that's what being a hero means, to save people no matter what, because if they don't then the word hero would be meaningless. Izuku. Eyes widen. Inko. Stands up as she walks towards Izuku and kisses him on the forehead. It's getting late, Izuku, get some sleep, you have school tomorrow. Izuku nods as he walks towards his room and looks the door as he sat on his bed thinking about what her mom said, but he stopped as he looks at his closet. At the top of it was a box labeled in the side as it said, "Happy 10th birthday, Izuku. Your father Izuku never once opened the gift. When he was 10 years old he knew it would only hurt, and it scared him that his father's last gift was there, but now it's meaningless. He found his father's killer, so I think it's time to read his father's last letter." So he got up and grabbed the box and brought it down to his level and walks to his bed. As he places it there, he look at it for a few seconds, wondering if this is a good idea, but he's here now. So he sucked it up and opened the big box and saw it wasn't a letter but a disc. Izuku was confused as to why is there a disc, so he grabbed the disc and looked at the back of it as he saw a rin marker saying "You're finally 15. Izuku was now extremely confused. This was 5 years ago, but he looked at the box and found a letter that said about congrats on being 10. Then what's this disc doing here? Izuku felt curious as to what is inside this disc, so he turned on his PS4, put on the disc and play it. Then he heard him. Hisashi. Hey Izuku, it's me, your father. Izuku eyes widen. Hisashi smiles. If you are watching this, then I'm dead. I hope that doesn't come to that. If it did, then you wouldn't be watching this, but if you are, I'm sorry, son. Izuku looks down. Hisashi, I hope it doesn't come to that, but in case it happened, I made multiple discs each specific year. Smiles. Your first day in school. Izuku. Hisashi laughs. Your first girlfriend, then your graduation, wedding ceremony next, and finally my grandkids, all of it in case I'm not there. Izuku. Tears leaking. Hisashi coughs. Now enough of that, you're finally 15. I can't believe it. The last time I saw you, you were so little. Izuku completely sobbing. Hisashi, when your mother gave birth to you, when I held you in my arms, I saw your green eyes full of hope, and I knew then and there that you would do great things. Izuku looks at him. Hisashi, and when you grew you were way ahead of others, smarter than any kid in your classroom, and in time I know you would use your gift to do great good for all of us, and I know your mother and I would be very proud of you. Izuku whips his tears. Hisashi. Izuku, no matter what path you go towards, I want you to remember these words: with great power comes great responsibility. Izuku eyes widen. Hisashi smiles. Izuku, I'm so proud of you and I can't wait to see how far you go on your path. Goodbye my son. End video. Izuku was staring at the dark screen as he thought on his father's word. It hit deeper. Then he realized with great power comes great responsibility. Why does those words hit so differently? It's like a switch just flip, like he feel that what he's doing absolutely nothing. What is he doing? What am I doing? My friends are out there facing Kingpin and his henchmen while he does nothing. He immediately stands up, but not before, as he moves the big box revealing a shoebox. Izuku looks at it. Izuku was curious and opened it to reveal a pine green shoe. He looks at the description as he read out loud. Izuku Air Jordan 1 Retro High. It's a little too big for a 10-year-old. A little chuckled for him. Izuku, he knew these shoes were too big for him in the past. Probably his dad didn't know his shoe size, but now he's 15 and these shoes are his perfect size, and he knew where he has to go next. It's time to be a hero, one that everyone need. It's the middle of the night. Izuku walking towards Peter's shack until it opened. Izuku got in and once made it at the lower level, and May was there pouring herself another tea. May smirks. Took you long enough. It then shows a blur vision of Izuku on top of a high building where he sits there with a determined look. Many reminders of voices, how the people that believe in him the most being her mother and father. Now we head back to Izuku, who looks at the classic suit but doesn't pick it. He chooses something that is way out of Izuku, but he chose it as he turns around and looks at May. Izuku. Is there a way to change the colors on the suit? May smirks once more as she press one click of a button revealing a standing doll and mechanical arms around the doll with pant. Peter always changes his colors, once being the classics. Izuku was flashed forward as his pine shoes planted onto the walls. Izuku finally putting on his mask and unzips his sweater, finally revealing his suit. This suit is primarily black in color with green highlights. The webbing on the suit's head, collar, and leg sections are all colored dark green. The back of the suit includes a large green glow spider symbol with legs that extend to edges of the front torso section. The chest insignia is also colored with a green glow, and the black outer lenses of his also changed into emerald green. Now it flashes back with Aunt May giving Izuku a web shooter as he puts it on. Web links. Real quick, this is his suit, but change his color which I described. May Made them myself, they fit perfectly, and then back to Izuku. I've decided I will follow my heart, promise you will always be right near me. As the beat drop, Izuku pushes his feet off the wall and into the air as he dives towards the ground. Izuku was diving at a fast pace as he noticed people at the ground looking up at him. What if you could take the chance to save a life? He didn't care as he turns around and shoots his web up on the building he jumped on, and once he latch on he swing up on the air. But you could only save them by losing everything. Feeling the air taking his body, he felt incredibly like he can do anything. If I could go back and give up everything I had. Izuku went towards the ground, running across the street holding onto the web, and lets go as he does a front flip over the car and jump up onto the air and flip and release up and goes over a moving truck running across it. I would never hide my scars for anything, no, not for no one. He jumps once more and swings his way out of the street and back on the buildings, parkour his way while running across large buildings. It's so hard to walk on water every day. If I fall, you know I would swim. He jumps off the building, swing around it as he launched himself up, seeing the moon. Izuku. WWWOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOOO himself onto the highest building as he sees the place he needed to go. I don't have the strength to let it all end. I would give all and everything if we could mend. He free falls his way down, diving even further than before. All I wanted was you to stay and not disappear. Izuku then in the nick of time swing his way so close to the ground and lets go of his web and goes to the ally. I've decided I will follow my heart. He jumps left and right on the side of building apartments and then webs his way into the smallest gap of a water tower. Promise yours will always be right near me. Then he remembered where he was at as he see the same exact building he went to test himself back in the day. Even in the darkest night, the beginning of it all, the fault that will also remain, but he strives to be better, not for him. I feel your heart, but for his Peter as he rushes towards the building and jumps over the rooftop, finally landing it. It lights my way. He made it. He could see Fisk Tower over the bridge. Izuku stops at the edge of a building, takes a deep breath, taking off his mask. Izuku calms down. He smiles, then he puts on the mask and dives out the building. We're with the 5 as Peter 2, Peter 3, Gwen and Porker swing out of the bus while Penai got off of the bus. They swing on top of a metal crane. They all huddle up close, Penai scanning the building. Penai. Kingpin has a private elevator entrance from his penthouse to the collider below. Peter 3. Didn't count on having an audience. They all looked down, seeing multiple celebrities going inside Fisk Tower. The 5 began to swing up on Fisk's roof. Behind the window glass they see a ballroom filled with Spider-Man decorations. The S group. You gotta be kidding me, Kingpin. Thank you, it's nice to be with you this evening to celebrate Spider-Man. He and I were very close. Gwen. What a pig. Porker. Looking at Gwen, I'm right here. Peter 3. Hold on, get a load of how the waiters are dressed. It's in poor taste, but it can't be that easy. Peter 3. Wearing a bow tie while holding a plate, it's that easy. Both Gwen and Peter 2 are moving a cart covered in white. Behind the covers is Penai moving the cart while eating candy. Gwen. Hey Penai. Yeah Gwen. What does Deku mean? Penai. It means fool, blockhead, or useless. Gwen. Kingpin. That's why I just want to thank Mary Jane Parker for being here this even. Peter 2 immediately stops as he sees her sitting on her table. Peter 2. MJ. Mary Jane sat up and walked to the nearest waiter, but Gwen waves her hand on his face. Pay attention, it's not your MJ. Moves him to the cart. Peter, you okay? Peter 2. I'm sorry, I'll be right back. Moves the cart. Gwen stops him. Peter, come here, trust me, I've been there. You got to move on. Peter 2. It'll take 1 second, let me just. Oh, looks at her as she looks at him. Mary. Hello Peter 2. Oh wow Mary. I just wondered if we could have some more bread at table 12. Peter 2. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Gwen slaps her forehead. Mary. Oh, don't be sorry, it's just bread. Peter 2. No, I wasn't there for you when you needed me. Mary. Peter 2. And I didn't even try. Mary. That's fine. I should really get going. Peter 2. I know I could do better if I just had another chance to give you, realizing the bread that you deserve. Mary. Are you okay? Gwen. Ma'am, we'll take care of that bread. Right now, Mary. It's been nice talking to you, leaves. Peter 2. For you they should fill this place up with fresh bread. Gwen drags him back to the cart and towards the kitchen. Gwen. You alright, man? Peter 2. Yeah. Totally, Gwen. Okay, good, cause we are not getting any bread, but then people around the ballroom began to notice the wobbling on the tables as the bread shivered as it stops. Kingpin. I'm just sorry my family can't see what we're doing here tonight. Then at the deepest levels of under Fisk Tower was the white coats typing away as the collider was spinning, generating small energy, and we go towards Olivia, who she is typing onto the main frames. As she clicks the last digits, the collider fully activated and the room inside the collider began to lit up. The Kingpin was at Fisk Tower walking towards the halls and enters in the elevator, but once the elevator doors closes, the two guards we taken out by the Spider Group. Peter 3. Choke holding a guard sleep. They broke through the elevator door and went inside and down to the lowers and right when Kingpin entered the room with the white coats. Kingpin. Start the sequence, Lebrat. Uploading Vanessa Fisk and Richard Fisk DNA sequence. Lebrat 2. Beginning scan for dimensional matches. Olive began to put her hands to the scanner, activating the collider completely as the Spider Group run to the collider as they finally made it. As the ignition went to zero, both beams blasting on the same spot, and then entire Brooklyn began to have an anomaly, streetlights shifting back and forth, and the Brooklyn Bridge was doing the same, and quakes got bigger. Peter 2. Glitches. Breathing heavily. Gwen. Peter, you don't have to stay behind, I can do it. Peter. It's okay, grunts, I've made up my mind. He webs towards the ceiling. With everyone else, I'll put the gobber in and take over the beam. After you're gone, I'll blow it up. Crawls towards the system. Good luck, guys. Without them notice, people from every side around them on the shadows, pointing their guns at them. Peter 2. Taps on the ceiling until he break one and reaps it out the system showing. Gwen. Sense something, they know we're here. Peter 2 then sense it as he looks towards the group, not knowing that multiple tentacles are coming behind him. He noticed but was already too late as he tries to put the USB in, but he was grabbed by the neck and dragged to the other side. Olivia. Come out, nice to see you again. Peter use her claws to get to him. As the groups of spiders are getting shot at, but the problem was that they're glitching at a fast rate, not able to focus as Peter 3 fall onto the green stairs. Penai. I got you covered. Covers. Peter 3 asterisk Penai. Asterisk on a metal bar. These guys are the pits. Glitches out as she swings, dodging all the bullets. Scorpion. Dashing his way towards Penai. Penai. Glitches out as her mech gets hit, spinning inside. Peter 2. Struggling to put the USB in. Why is it always difficult? Oliva. Any last words? Peter 2. Can I get a minute to think about it? You have a pay. Oliva. Goodbye, Peter Parker. Then she was met to face by her claws. Peter 2. Confused, and she was hit again and again, and the claw was let go. Gwen. Looking at Peter 2 as she see Olivia getting hit. But Olivia was kicked to face and by her claws again. Oliva. Whose did that? She kept getting hit from all sides until she was pushed back as she sees two webs launching at her as the person finally revealed himself. Peter 2. Izuku. Olivia. Spider-Man. She was met with a kick to the face, letting go of Peter 2 as Izuku on the ceiling used both of his webs and drag him back on the ceiling. Peter 2. Wow, Izuku, you're doing it on command. Izuku. Smiles under the mask. Yeah. Penai. Izuku. Porker. Look who's here. Gwen. You pulled through. Peter 2. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Izuku. Giggles. Peter 2. Do I want kids? They both moved out of the way in time. Peter 2. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. Olivia throws the ceiling parts at them, which the both were dodging it easy, but Peter 2 noticed something on the collider. Peter 2. Well, that doesn't look promising. Izuku. Looks at it. This is bad. Then the shaped photo went inside of both beams. The color quickly changed into an orange, showing two people coming in and out of the multiverse. Lebrat. I've got genetic matches. Hold on, it's too risky. Kingpin. Shut up and turn it up. The fight with Olivia goes on as both Peter and Izuku are getting dragged by her. Peter 2. On your left. Izuku. Right. Peter 2. I got 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, every direction. Both Izuku and Peter get smack onto the ceiling. It shifted to Inko, who is on as a nurse holding onto a patient. Rio. Inko, we need to go now, Inko. Please wait a moment, this man needs help. Rio goes to help her. Come on, we have no time, as everywhere around Brooklyn everything began to shift back and forth, glitching buildings, houses and more, until the center of it all, it began to shift into a pink color. Izuku noticed this as he saw a building came out of it, dragging both Izuku and Peter, even Olivia, and the two were hit by a building as multiple structures shown out of nowhere came out. Izuku. What's going on? What's happening to everything? Gwen shown up alongside with Peter too as they dodged their way out, cars, trains, buildings and more, until they made it on top of the collider. Gwen. Looks like our dimensions are coming to us. Peter too. Does look cool through, right, Izuku? We have to get up there. The three senses it as they turned around, seeing Olivia carrying a bus, and throws it at them. Peter 3. It that all, you got jabs, as he dodges a few and uses his hat to cover Tombstone's face. You gonna fight or you gonna bumping gum? Punches his face as he grabs his hat, webs a vehicle. You hard-boiled turtle slapper, slams the vehicle at Tombstone. Panai is struggling at fighting Scorpion as she gets hit and slammed to the ground, where the Scorpion processed to keep punching her glass until he brought his stinger almost at Panai's reach and the Scorpion rips off the mech's arm. Panai gasps before he could deliver the final blow. He was hit in the head by an iron as he turns around and Porker was there. Scorpion chuckles, what are you, some kind of silly cartoon? Porker. You got a problem with cartoons? Porker immediately dodged as he pushes claws and launches himself as he punches Scorpion's face. Scorpion jumps to slam Porker. He pulls out a wooden hammer as he hits his claws out of the way and got onto Scorpion and slams him in the head, knocking him out. Scorpion was ready to get up but was dragged by Peter 3 as he spins him around and throws him at Panai as she hit him in the face using the mech's arm and finally knock out cold. Porker. Odd, did that feel like a cartoon? Panai looks at the mech in shock as she drops her friend's arm, covering her mouth in shock. At the fight with Olivia, Gwen launches herself at Olivia, but the moment she was about to strike at her she glitches out and was hit onto the building. Izuku. Eyes widen. Gwen fell at the bottom as Izuku rushes down to save her, and as he reaches out for her hand Gwen grabs it. Gwen. Love your suit, Izuku. I had helped Peter too. That was adorable, kid. Izuku uses his webs up Peter too. Now hold the web, hold on tight, throws it at Olivia. Izuku then pushes Gwen to go first as she punches her, then Izuku and finally Peter to Olivia, not knowing what going on when it's already too late as both Izuku and Gwen punch her in the face. Izuku and Gwen fist bumps. Olivia catches herself by the building, wiping her blood off her mouth, and dashes at the three. Gwen. Buckle up guys, this is gonna take a while, takes a stance. Before anything could happen she got isekai'd as she got hit by a truck, both Izuku and Peter too covering their mouths in shock. Honk horns. Gwen. Eyes widen. Alright, never mind, let's end this thing. Izuku. Why, you're right, let's end this, takes out override key. Peter too looks at his pockets. How did you, Izuku? The promise still stand. Peter, see you there. He webs up in the air and dives to the bottom. Peter too and Gwen. Izuku. Asuku. Izuku dive into two buildings, getting close to Izuku by the second, but made it out as he webs his was to the spinning collider and is on it and jumps down once more, but a bus was almost about to hit him, but he uses his web and shot it to fast spinning collider and sling shot to the ceiling, landing safely. Izuku. So crazy, too crazy. Peter too. We taught him that, right? Gwen. I didn't teach him that, and you definitely didn't. As they both swing to the ceiling, but we're left off with Panai as her mech opens, revealing a black spider as he picks it up, and finally she looks at the mech slowly shutting down. Mech. Smiley face shuts down Panai. Tears leaking. Peter 3. Hold her shoulder, you okay? Panai. Wipes tears. Peter 3. Taps her, come on asterisk, she carries her and he swings away. Porker. Sniffs as he also swings out. Izuku. Puts in the USB and it worked. He turns around. All of you get over here. Got full control of the collider. They all swing towards Izuku. Alert. Quantum polarity has been reversed. Kingpin. Slams the computer. Gwen. I guess this is it, Panai. Well, nice to know we're not alone, right? Gwen. Yeah, Izuku. Switches the button. I got it open. Panai, you go first. Panai. Quickly jumps onto Izuku. Izuku. Blushes. Panai. Penai. Give him a quick pick on the cheek as she takes a picture of her kissing Izuku on the cheek. By Izuku little blush. She lets go of Izuku and dive inside the portal. Izuku. Flabbergasted. Peter 2. Laughing canned breath. Gwen. Clearly jealous. Izuku. Blushing mess. Who's NA next? Peter 3. I'll love you all. I'm taking this cube thing with me. I don't understand it, but I will fall inside the portal. Porker. Pulls out hammer. I want you to have this. Izuku. Takes it. Porker. It'll fit in your pocket. Izuku. Smiles. Thanks you Peter. Porker. Smiles. That's all. Forks floats to the portal. Peter. Is he allowed to say that legally? Izuku. Looks at Gwen. I guess this is good. Gets tackled by Gwen. Gwen. I thought you wouldn't get out of it. Izuku. Little blush as he smile. Hee I thought so too but it was thanks to my dad who got me out of it. Gwen. Takes off mask. I'm happy for you. Izuku. Smiles brightly. Why yeah. Gwen. Raise eyebrows. Still can't stop shuddering. Huh? Izuku. Well I'm trying. Gwen. Smiles. I think it's cute. Puts on mask. See ya around Spider-Man. Izuku. Little blush by Gwen. Gwen. Lets go of the ceiling as she dives right in the portal. Izuku. Looks at Peter. It's your turn. Peter. Peter 2. Yeah right. Then they both sense something as they look over and saw Kingpin breaking a water tower. Kingpin. You're not going anywhere. Izuku. Puts on mask. Peter 2. I'll hold him off. You shut this down. Puts on mask ready to swing. Izuku. Peter stops him from swing. Peter 2. Pushes Izuku off. Push the green button. Do not wait for me. About to shot a web but get caught on Izuku's as he gets thrown to a rooftop. What are you doing? Izuku. Peter you have to go home. Peter 2. This guy could kill you. I can't let Spider-Man die. Izuku. And neither can I. Peter 2. It's okay. Izuku. Shakes head. No it's not. Immediately he sweep the leg as Peter was almost about to fall inside the portal but Izuku catches him. You can't keep running from this. You need to go back. Talk to her. Peter 2. Grabs hold of Izuku's arm. How'd I know I'm not gonna mess it up again? Izuku. You won't. It's a leap of faith. Peter. It's always has been. Peter 2. Eyes widens but then he smiles as he lets go of Izuku's arm. Izuku. Lets go of Peter 2. Peter 2. Hey not bad. Kid falls inside of the portal. Izuku. Puts on mask as he swings face to face with Kingpin. Kingpin. Clench fist. Izuku runs up to Kingpin but then he slams his fist on the building making a wave of glass as Izuku immediately dodges but then Kingpin pulls out a gun and starts shooting Izuku but he dodges the bullets and uses his web to grab hold of the gun and yank it out of the way. Izuku. Sorry that's cheating. Then a train came out of nowhere right behind Izuku as he had an idea and shoot his web at it. Izuku. See ya. Gets dragged by the train. Kingpin. Twitches. Izuku got to the side of the train. He turns around and looks to find the system and he sees it at the distance. Izuku. There it is. I have to get die before he could finish. Izuku was grabbed and yanked inside of the train where the Kingpin is inside. Izuku dodged in the time where Kingpin was ready to slam him but missed. Izuku turned invisible and looked for the right opportunity and he did. He punched him in the face and used his big web to stop his punches and began to turn him into a punching bag until the Kingpin broke free of his hands and choke hold Izuku. Kingpin. Not so easy doing it on your own without them noticing. The train went inside the portal and there Izuku saw some make-shaped blue webs outside of the train. Kingpin. I can't wait to kill one more Spider-Man. But then he heard static voices coming from the train. He instantly notices those voices. Where am I? Kingpin. What? Wilson. Izuku. Who are those two? Do you know them? What are you doing? Kingpin. Vanessa. Richard. What are we doing here? Vanessa. I don't know. Richard. Kingpin. Vanessa, it's me. You know me. Vanessa. We're leaving now. Runs out. Kingpin. Let's go of Izuku. Don't go. Stay with me, please. The train got back to the surface and Izuku got onto the train where Kingpin broke off the train and onto the roof where both of them make standoff. Kingpin. You're not stopping this. Not today. Walks to him. Izuku. Stand up. This is over. Kingpin. Whether you like it or not. Izuku ran towards him as he dodges a punch and kicks him in the face and rushes once more. Izuku dodging the punches and gives Kingpin a few hits. Then Kingpin grabs both of his hands and processes to crush them. But Izuku used his weight and kicked Kingpin in the face. With both legs freeing Izuku's hands, then Kingpin with his strength grabbed a car ready to throw it at Izuku, but he quickly moved out of the way on the walls of a building and launches himself to Kingpin, throwing them both off the train as Izuku in the air holding Kingpin, and proceeded to punch him in the face over and over again until Kingpin grabs Izuku's hand and turns him around until Izuku was slammed to the ground that looked like the Brooklyn Bridge. Izuku was laying there struggling to get up. Izuku. See, come on Izuku, get up. He slowly gets up and sees Kingpin faces to face, and he used his remaining strength as he tries to hit him, but no luck as Kingpin grabs it and kick Izuku to the edge of the bridge. Get up Izuku. Kingpin. The real Spider-Man couldn't even beat me, grabs him and throws him on the ground. You're nothing. Izuku tries to web him but gets kicked in the face. Kingpin. You took my family and I'll make sure you'll never see yours again. Uses one hand and hammers Izuku to the ground. Izuku. Barely breathing. Then he saw someone saying something to him, but he could hear it, but the face was a blur, but he thought he saw his dad telling him to get up now, so painfully Izuku did, struggling to get back up, and when he saw Kingpin both hands on the air as he is ready to put Izuku down, he grabbed both of the Kingpin's hand as electricity flows onto his hands. Izuku. This is where you lose. Venom moves both of Kingpin's hands as he charges up his fist, radiating a green glow as he punches him in the face. *SMASSHHHHH. Kingpin was pushed by that Venom strike, but Izuku didn't let that happen as he uses both of his webs, shooting it at Kingpin and spinning him around and around. Izuku. Kingpin, why don't you press the button for me? He throws him up on the air as Kingpin hits the button, electrifying it and finally shutting off the collider and sucking all of the buildings, car and trains in, but Izuku was at the ceiling until he saw it again, the threads that were webbed together, and inside was more and more. Izuku was amazed of its beauty. Is that really the multiverse, he thought to himself. Izuku. Incredible, but the collider was sucking up all the anomaly and Izuku hanging on for his dear life, and when it stopped it blows up everything. Izuku finally opened his eyes as he see himself, and when he looks around him he sweated at how lucky he was, but then he heard some moving and saw Officer Jefferson and quickly left, but took Kingpin with him and place him the spot that every person would find him. It took about 5 minutes for all police officers to be at Fisk Tower, and Izuku was sitting on the edge of the building watching. Izuku. Puts on mask. Time to tell them, inhales *. Hey everyone. The officers all looked at the direction of where they heard the shouting and find Izuku standing at the edge. Izuku. You guys looking for Kingpin? Well, flash to the right. As he pointed at where to put the light, the officers did so, and everyone was shocked as they saw Kingpin stuck on some webs, and when the light went towards Izuku he was gone. Izuku Pave. Alright, let's try this one last time. My name is Izuku Midoriya and I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and I've been the one and only Spider-Man for 2 days, but you probably know the rest. I moved to Brooklyn, went to a good school and met 5 incredibly people, save a lot of people. During the 2 days I told Miles I was Spider-Man. Miles. No way. Izuku. Smiling upside down. Yeah. I got to talk to Mary Jane about everything and the promise I made to him, which for some reason she wasn't mad that if I wasn't there her husband will still be here. But then she showed me something. Or someone. Mary. Slightly opens the door. Peter told me about you and your father. Izuku. Eyes widen. Mary. And your father was the reason why we have her. Smiles as she fully opens the door. Where there a crip. Izuku. I would like you to meet Mayday. Izuku. Looks at the baby sleeping soundly. How old is she? Mary. She too. I believe that she'll get her father's power. Looks at him. I want you to promise me something. Izuku. Stand up straight. Why yes Mary. If Mayday were to awaken her powers I want you to teach her. Izuku. Eyes widen. Mary. Now I know it sounds crazy, but it's an if possibility. Izuku. As you carry the mantle of Spider-Man you would know experience in time. Can you handle that? Izuku. Why yes. Mayday. Crying. Izuku. Startled as sorry. I found out Peter had a kid now. That was something, but it was enough for me to go even beyond, to be greater, knowing that I would set an example for Mayday. And you know, sometimes when I feel alone and when people don't understand what I'm going through, I remember my friends who understand this. I never once in my dream ever thought about doing all this stuff. I've been a fanboy for almost all my life, but to be Spider-Man, to help others in need, to be free through the air, all of that stuff still is incredible. Anyone can wear the mask. I mean that you too can be a hero, and when you're at your lowest point you can get back up and find a way, because you're Spider-Man and I'm Spider-Man too, and I know I'm not alone in this multiverse because I know what they're feeling. I made a promise to Peter that day and I finish it, but now it's my responsibility to keep going, so I made a new one, a new promise that I will be Spider-Man so that his legacy won't be in vain. This is my promise. Izuku. A hero's promises. Laying down on his bed listening to Sunflower recommended by Miles as he smiled, closing his eyes not knowing a portal was opening in front of him. Gwen. Hey Izuku, you got a sec? Izuku. Eyes opened as he smiles brightly. Yeah. The bass of the drums began and color flows with each beat as it shows Gwen hitting the drums, feeling the rhythm. Gwen. Let's do this differently this time, so differently. His name is Izuku Midoriya. As she hit her drum, the various of colors showing a photo of both Gwen and Izuku. Izuku smiling awkwardly in the picture, then it show flashbacks of how Izuku bump into Gwen sweating and runs away afterwards. Gwen. He was bitten by a radioactive spider. Then the beat's color changed as it shows a spider rotating and showing the number of the spider 42, and then it shows him getting bitten by that spider, and finally it show both him and Gwen smiling at each other. Gwen. And he's not the only one. It then shows a flashback of how it all started. The super collider exploded in front of Peter and Norman, then Izuku covering himself from the blast, and shows Izuku with Spider-Man. Gwen. He didn't had it easy. The beat drops flashes showing the Prowler, then him getting shot, and then it shows him pointing a gun at Aaron, then he ran away and him sitting on the ground spacing out, and finally shows him screaming at Peter too, then the words behind those shout out saying, it is my fault. Gwen. And he's not the only one. Then the beats got louder as it shows glimpses of her and her father, but then flashes to Izuku, who is standing there looking at a hologram of someone and at the person who's on the ground, but behind him was a tall man with red markings on his chest. Gwen. And now he's on his own, and it shows her hugging Izuku and flashes to Izuku, who is sitting somewhere writing down something or drawing. Either way it didn't matter. Gwen. And he's not the only one. The virtual colors showing Gwen as she dives into the portal, as in her perspective it shows her closing her eyes as she is consumed by the portal, but then the beats got more louder than before. Gwen. You think you know. The rest shows both Gwen and Izuku standing and looking at each other, but Gwen quickly looks away. Then it finally shows the spider trapped teleported inside a box, then it shows the super collider Izuku stepping back as he sees the collider, then the spider as it crawls it onto Izuku as he bites him, and as it falls to the ground dead, Izuku still standing from shock. Gwen. Well, you don't. It shows the spider laying there as it shows clippers grabbed onto the spider and taking it. Gwen. I thought I knew the rest, but I didn't, as the colors around her starts to get colorful, more sound, and all to the beat. Gwen. I didn't want to hurt him, but I did, as it shows Gwen holding onto Izuku, but he rips it out and looks at her with a betrayed look as he turns around and dives. Gwen looking hurt. Gwen. And he's not the only one. It colors show Izuku being pinned by a man in blue as Izuku looks at Gwen in disbelief, as it shows Izuku looking at Gwen in different place, looking at her at first excited, happy, shocked, betrayal and disbelief, as it shows Gwen not meeting Izuku eye, and then visions of her holding onto a person on the ground as she weeps. Then the colors started switching back and forth of visions, the man in black and more of her, and then finally at Izuku, who looks at her in a saddened smile. Then the colors started to switch again until, hey, Def Leppard, as three people look at Gwen as they see her still hitting the drums at a fast pace. Gwen, Chelsea, NY Earth 65. Gwen stops as she catches a breath as the song over seems over. Okay dude, are you okay? You don't hang out and you don't want to talk. Gwen. I didn't join a band so I could talk about my feelings. Well, I did, Gwen. I joined it so I could hit my feelings with stick hits hi-hats, but was stopped. Yo, if you don't tell someone what's going on you're gonna SN. Gwen. I'm fine. That's not someone who's fine would say that. You see, I'm great thanks. How are you, Gwen? I'm great thanks. Moves all of her drums. WO. Gwen grabs her bag as she walks away. How are you? Fine. Gwen, come on, I don't get you, man. Gwen, you're right. I play drums. Gwen opens the door as it shows her walking across the street, then immediately on the train station. Gwen. I always wanted to be in a band. Guess I never found the right one. Passing through people as she's inside the train. In this line of work you always find out who someone acts. As she passed to someone it shows her hero suit, and when she passes another it's her regular, as she stood there a reflection of Izuku smiling brightly behind her, but she quickly ignored it. Gwen. Before Izuku there was Peter. Flashback as we see both Peter and Gwen looking at what Peter's pictures. Gwen. Geez Peter, how many did you take Peter? I think they look great, I don't know. Gwen. Looks at the picture asterisk, is this that? Dangerous menace. Peter. I don't know, I mean she seemed like a good guy. George. Why wear a mask if you got nothing to hide? Aunt May. Alright, no politics on the dinner table. Gwen. Smiles, thank you May May. Smiles as she pours Peter a glass. Gwen. But they didn't really know me, and I didn't really know him either. Another flashback shows Peter looking at his camera but was pushed by his lock, breaking his glasses, where Gwen steps in. Gwen. Pushes him, touch him again. Peter. Picks up glasses, I had okay Gwen. Gwen. But until it was too late, as it shows Peter drinking a vial. Then we are with Gwen walking inside the gym where everyone is. Today was prom, as she looks around for Peter. Gwen. Peter? She sensed something, then a giant lizard came from the ceiling and then looks at someone as the lizard charged that person, ready to eat him, until he was held back by Gwen with her spider web. Immediately the lizard spins, throwing Gwen, and the thing was ready to open his mouth on Gwen, but she stops it and kicks it on the support bars, breaking it. But once it got up it rushed to Gwen but was smashed by the support bars and the ceiling. As the dust cleared, the monster was changing back to its state, which left Gwen's eyes widen. Gwen. What? No, rush to him, moves the rubble, and it was Peter as she grabs hold of him. No, what did you do? Lays him down. Peter. I just wanted to be special like you, Gwen. Gwen. Eyes widen. G. Gwen. Who's Gwen? Peter. D. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. E. Very thing is go, close eyes. Gwen. W. Wait, don't go, breaths heavily. Oh. Peter hugs him. Then Gwen sensed someone as she swing into the air and leaves. George. Hey. Point a gun at her but then looks at Peter's condition. Peter. Gwen. Seeing this as she breathing heavily. End of flashback. Shifted as she is now at her stop. Her hero suit still remains. Once the doors open it was back to her regular clothes. Gwen. I never really made a friend after that. Except one, but he's not here. Walks out of the train. And there's no way to get there. Jamason. Hush your mouths as Captain George. Stacy leads the manhunt for Spider-Woman. Who is she? And why won't she show her face? Peter Parker, an innocent young man. Gwen kept walking until she hears separate voices from her father, those that came from the news about Peter's passing. George. I've known May and Ben Parker for 12 years. Peter Parker ate at my table. He was my daughter's best friend, and I will not rest until I find this Spider-Woman. Music ends. Gwen made it to her window when she sees her father washing the dishes, but also sees herself as Spider-Woman. But once she opens the window she's gone and went inside, sneaking her way to her room. George. Oh. Hey, how's the band? Gwen tightens her grip on her backpack. Why yeah great, I quit so. You know. Thumbs up. Opens her room and went inside. George. We caught a break in the Spider-Woman case asterisk by Gwen's door. Gwen. Oh. That's good. Walks to her closet. George. We're close, I'm telling ya, I can feel it. Gwen. Looks through her cloths. Me too, George. It'll be good for us. Gwen. Don't be so sure. George. She killed your friend. Gwen. You don't know that, George. What do you mean I don't know that? I do know that. You know I was there. She ran from the scene. Gwen. Maybe she didn't have a choice, George. I've got a job to do. Gwen. Gwen. Stops. I won't bring him back. Goes through her cloths again. George. Sighs. I don't want to argue about this. Okay? Gwen. Yeah, I can tell. George. Say to punk rock to give your old man a oof. Immediately, just when he said that, Gwen rush over and hug him as they both hug in silence, not knowing that the colors around then glowing a bright light blue and pink color, but their moment end when they heard the comms. Comms. All units, possible superhuman event. Guggenheim Museum. Suspect is Adrain Toombs, also known as Vulture. George. Oh hey, this could be it. So I'll see you later. Slowly walks out. Gwen. Cool. George grabs his uniform. I'll call love you. Walks out the door. Gwen. Looks at the door and then she went in her room as she goes to her backpack and finds her comms and turns it on. Comms. 49 currently on scene. It's a real mess down here. We're gonna need all the help we can get. 133 As Gwen heard it, she walked towards her drum and opens the inside of it, showing her hero suit as she takes it out, but underneath it was picture of both Gwen and Izuku. She looks at it for a brief moment and then she puts on her suit, and when she's ready she heard her father in the comms. George. This is Captain Stacy. I'm 5 out. I need you to look alive. There's a good chance our girl shows up tonight's the night we catch Spider-Woman. Gwen. Oh great. She turns off the comms and proceeds to go out of the window and wait for her father's car to be out of sight. She swung out of her window and with her help of her acrobatics she was able to move faster, and during the time she finally made it to the museum, and day went into the night as she observes multiple police cars and helicopters surrounding the place. George. Gets off his car and walks towards the scene. Yuri explained to me. Grabs file *. How a guy with a 40-foot wingspan opens it, seizing the classic Vulture just waltzed into the Guggenheim. You notice? Yuri. Hey, it's New York. Everyone's got their thing. A massive explosion came from the museum. Everyone covered while those from the front got hit by it. Both Yuri and George were close, but not enough for the blast to come to them as they stood up, but then they heard someone inside speaking Italian. George. You know what he wants? Yuri, do you speak Italian? George. I'm an Irish cop. Yuri. Maybe you pasta or something. Covers behind the car. George. Pulls out gun *. Everyone on my signal, look out for signs of Spider-Woman. Without George noticing, each of the cops were caught by webs until the last person was George himself, while he gets pulled back and on hold. George. Hey, gets webbed by the mouth. HMMPH. Yuri. Smirks. We found her. Gwen. Upside down face to face with George and speaks in a deep voice. How's the manhunt for me going? George. HMPHY or HMPH under arrest. Gwen. Good to know. She runs inside the museum and stop at the center of it, looking around for the Vulture *. Vulture. She wait but nothing as she looks around, not noticing a figure of smoke dash across the museum. Gwen. Looks at civilian. Well, screaming their name usually works. She's get hit by the back and in impacts hits the glass walk and down, so the cement floor. I guess that worked. Flapping his wooden wings but speaks in a English mixed with Italian. I am the Vulture, the pinnacle of man's genius. Gwen. Sits upright. You're not my Vulture. What are you, made of parchment? Vulture. What cursed world have you brought me to? Glitches. Gwen. Your glitching hub in there. Stands up. Where you're from, bud? Vulture. I'm an artist and engineer. He pulls out a crossbow and shots 3 arrows at her. Gwen. Dodges the first shot. Oh great, a Renaissance man. Vulture. Yes, dodges the rest as she shots a webs at his direction and uses 2 more to swing herself towards him and kicks him in the face. Gwen. Cool. Let me guess, on top of Vulture you were having an espresso in some old-timey Leonardo da Vinci dimension, and suddenly a portal opens up and you wind up here. She webs both of Vulture's wings. It shows a old paper frame of how it went down. Vulture in a chair writing down on his book with a teacup on his mouth, but then a portal behind him sucked him in and is now at the museum in shook and screams. Gwen. Pulls both wings. Am I warm? Vulture. Yes, that's pretty much it. While in the air they bump into a wall that was then glitching out as well, and once he come to another wall it was also glitching out. Gwen. Sidebar, maybe you could stop making a mess of the art museum for no reason. She pulls his left wing towards the middle of the museum. Vulture. He drags his right wing to the ledges as he sees a balanced statue in the middle of the museum. You call this art? Gwen. We're talking about it, aren't we? He immediately pulled out his blade and dives towards the balloon statue and cuts its head clean off, not noticing that there were tiny balloons inside of the statue. Random guy. Looks at it. Oh, that's cool. Vulture. Hearing the comment as he dives in front of them, but was pulled up by Gwen. TCH. Gwen. I mean, it's more of a metal commentary on what we call art, but it's also art. She was now off the back of Vulture and hits a headstone statue. She looks at it and then at him. Oh look, it's your cousin. Vulture growls in anger as his machine pulls out a mask on his head and the raven mask's peak opens up, bringing out a flamethrower, but Gwen moves out of the way with her acrobatics. Gwen. I wouldn't play with fire, dude. You're kind of made out of paper. She leaps out of the fire, but she didn't notice the Vulture as he pulls out a hook and pushes her onto a wall, and he uses his claws to hook Gwen into place. Vulture. Bye girl, Asterisk chuckles as he raises his arm revealing his long sharp claws. Gwen. Oh no, he was ready to deliver his final strike. But was stopped by red threads wrapping around his claws. He looked at the cause and saw the air shifting back and forth, a shape that forms out of nothing, layers of red pentagon shapes. Gwen's eyes widen at the sight, but the moment was gone as someone came out of it, someone big covered in blue but his chest having a red insignia. The man, but without a second to process, the man that came out of the id bashed towards the vulture in slow motion. Both Spider-Mons made eye contact, one with confusion, the other pissed off. The moment stopped as both the man and vulture went straight as they hit the ground, making a dust cloud. Gwen was back to her senses as she shot both webs as leverage and pulls herself up and towards the two as she drops down the crater. Then she saw him and she got a good look at the man. He was big and he had a red web cape, but soon disappeared, his claws showing and a strange watch on his wrist. Gwen. I'm sorry, who exactly are you supposed to be? It's classified. Gwen. You're the Blue Panther? No. Gwen. The caped Blue Crusader? No. I'm Gwen. Dark Garfield? No. Stop. Gwen. Macho Libre? I'm from another dimension. Gwen. You are? Asterisk in a sarcastic tone. Woo, actually I'm not confused. My name is Miguel O'Hara. I lead an elite strike force dedicated to the security of the multiverse. Gwen. Actually forget it. Looks at the watch. Can you go to any dimension you want with that watch? Miguel. Moves his watch away. It's much cooler than a watch. Gwen. Okay, sensitive look, there's a big flying turkey from the Renaissance I have to bring to justice, so if you don't mind. Ready to walk past him but was blocked. Miguel. It's all right, kid. Asterisk not knowing the big figure slowly standing. Gwen. Notices it but doesn't do anything. Wow. Miguel. I'll take it from here. Gwen. Raised eyebrow. Okay, knock yourself out. Looking at behind man. Miguel. Well, why you saying it like that? He was then blasted forward and hit the wall. Why, you're not funny. Gwen. Swings up in the air as she latches herself to the vulture. I don't know. Miguel latches onto the vulture, both of them looking at each other as they hang onto him. Miguel. You know it's really fun cleaning up your shocking mess. By the way, holds onto a thatch claw and pushes it away. Gwen. What mess? Miguel. Kingpin's collider, as he aggressively points at her. Vulture. What are you guys talking about? Gwen and Miguel. None of your business. You shut up. Vulture. Hey. Gwen. Nosy. The vulture growls as he turns to a different direction towards the hanging objects he hates to call art. Gwen. We saved the multiverse. Miguel. You left a hole wide enough for guys like him gets hit by and an object to randomly get shot into the wrong dimension. But they noticed as the vulture cuts down the wires that hold the objects, which came down to the civilians as they ran towards the exit. Miguel. Now I'm stuck putting everybody back where they belong. They both swing towards the civilians as he was still facing Gwen before all of time and space collapses. Then they both pick up the civilians which were on the second floor and puts them near the exit, and the two ran towards vulture. Now don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999999. Gwen. Who's Doctor Strange? Sounds like he maybe shouldn't practice medicine. Asterisk not sees her dad in front of her and she immediately webs him against the wall. Sorry Captain, can't talk right now, I'll be back. George. Wait, hey. Hey. The vulture in the air with his wicked laughter as his pack back launches multiple homing grenades directly at the two. Gwen. So. You want me to handle this one or? Miguel leaps in the air as he strikes 3 grenades and lands on top of one and jumps high in the air and uses his artificial webs and immediately destroy all of them. Gwen. Huh. Okay, she senses something coming up as she ducks and runs and dodges another one as she swings up the air to help Miguel. Miguel. TCH holding onto the vulture's wing as his side blade extended and cuts the right wing of the vulture. Miguel sees the vulture's right wing immediately reforming back as he laughs. Miguel. Ay, por Dios. He's got hammer space. Falling from the air as he is hitting every floor level until he hits the ground. Hammer space. An intradimensional storage area for the cartoon and like, Ed. Gwen. Holding onto vulture back until Spikes appears, startling Gwen as she is met with the wall as she pushes away from vulture's spikes and pushed off of his back. Gwen laying on the floor. Miguel. Lila. Move the large piece of rubble, can you please, you know? A hologram of a lady with orange glasses and a white fuzzy clothing shows in front of him smiling. Lila. Nah, you got to say it first Miguel. Sighs call for backup. Lila. What ears open Miguel? Call for backup Lila. Come on. Miguel. Please just call for Lila. Yeah, I already call her. Miguel. Lila. But I enjoyed that taking a selfie with a bunny ear filter. Then another portal appear on the second level of the museum, the same kind that Miguel came out of. Gwen notices the portal as it got bigger and wider until the loud noise reached its peak and a woman with a motorcycle came out of it, crashing the vulture. Gwen. Eyes widen. The woman uses all of her webs by the tip of her finger, grabbing hold of the vulture as she pulls him toward her, and she gets on her bike and hits him with the back wheel. The vulture face dragged by the tie as the woman finally let go and went with her bike right next to Gwen as she is simply flabbergasted at this. The woman lands at the same floor as Gwen, finally performing a donut, and stops her back against Gwen as she stares at her. Gwen. Spider-Woman. Gwen. Me. Too looks at her and finally notices, are you, ooh. SW. Looks at her belly. Oh, this. Rubs her belly. We don't know the sex yet. My husband wanted to be a surprise. Giggles. He's really corny but so hot. Gwen. Will you adopt me? SW. What Gwen? WH what Miguel? Guys, can we focus on the big fire breathing thread to time and space please? SW. Switch her gears as she ride off. Yep. Gwen. Right swing off. Spider-Woman rides as she is at the ledge and she pushes herself off and on the air and uses her webs to latch on the wall and pulls it in. Wall ride. Gwen shots her web at Vulture's face as she is holding onto the web. She swings from side to side, finally is up and over Vulture, so uses another web and pulls herself and slams Vulture's face with her foot while both Miguel and Spider-Woman see this. SW. What about her? Miguel. No SW. We could use the help. Miguel. No SW. Is it cause she called you Dark Garfield? Miguel. No SW. Do you say anything but no? Miguel. No yes. SW. Why not Miguel? You know why. SW. Then Spider-Woman ride towards the ramp on the wall and Miguel leaps towards Vulture. Vulture. Enough of this. See Miguel as he grabs onto him. Take a look at my Greek fire from my backpack. He pulls a pin as the grenade shoot out from the air at the top of the roof. The grenade explodes, dropping down glasses piece at the ground. Miguel. Don't let him out, George. Looking at Miguel and Vulture. Vulture. Uses his jetpack as he shots himself and Miguel up in the air and towards the roof. Gwen. Eyes widen. Miguel. Holding onto the red web that's latch on Vulture as he pulls himself onto Vulture. He'll disrupt the cannon. Once the two got out, the museum began to glitch out of control as both Miguel and Vulture are fighting it out until at the high enough point Miguel pushes Vulture faces as the Vulture notice it. The city filled with light as he speaks in Italian. Vulture. Eyes widen. Che meravigliosa bellezza. But his trance was short as he sees Miguel, his face all but black as he opens his mouth as he sees both fangs, as Miguel was going to take the chance but was stopped as the lights flip on towards them. A helicopter was right where they are. Pilot. Go to the ground. Miguel. Puts his mask. Will you get out of here? Pilot. We have you surrounded Miguel, but I'm a good guy. Pilot. You don't look like a good guy Miguel. You gonna have to shut up and trust me. He pushes back as he sees Vulture reach out towards the helicopter, shooting out 3 blade booms * nitrogen monoxide. Vulture. Gotcha, laughs Pilot. Mayday, 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 we're hit. Then the two were hit by the helicopter. The Vulture was hit by the back of the head from the scrap metal, knocking himself out, falling straight inside the museum. And as for Miguel, he was met with a rock as he uses his claws to hold himself from the big stone. And finally, we met with Gwen seeing the helicopter falling inside the museum and sees the people and her father. She turns back to the helicopter and feel the beat from her head get louder and louder until it turned into a drum beat. As she closes her eyes, feeling the rhythm play in her head until she opens her eyes and took action as she leaps from side to side with her webs forming into a giant web trap. Once she was done, she went towards the helicopter and inside the passenger seat as she passes through inside and out, dragging both of the pilot and out. As she did, she looks at Miguel and he notices he gives her a nod and went to grab the pilot. Once done, Gwen goes straight towards the helicopter and she goes through the wind blade ease as she webs the propellers and the rear of the helicopter. Once done, she gets out the helicopter and onto the floor levels as she pulls with all her might with the help of both spiders as they two pulls as the helicopter pushes the giant web and the three spiders pushing past their limits until the helicopter finally stopped as the three spiders sigh in relief. Miguel. Picking up the vulture as he looks at Gwen. That's what I was gonna do. Gwen. Breathing heavily. SW. Nods. Gwen nods as she get off the ledge and quickly stumbles and fall to the ground, groaning from the strain on her body as she slowly stands up. Her sense kick him as she quickly turns around and tries to shot her web, be it there was nothing. She taps her shootars but were badly damaged and no. George. Holding a gun towards her, hands in the air. Gwen. Her hands are open. Captain. Come on. George. Clicks his radio. Suspect is armed. Gwen. We with what? I'm out of webs. George. Get down on the ground. Gwen. Which is it? Hands in the air or get down on the ground. George. You're under arrest. Gwen. I just saved a bunch of people. George. For the murder of Peter Parker. Gwen. Captain, come on. George. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say. Gwen. You don't understand. Santa. Bang. Gwen. Startled. George. Points it at her. You don't understand. In the midst of silence, Gwen couldn't find a way out of this situation. The only thing that was left was to reveal it, her being the Spider-Woman. Gwen. Opens her mask. George. Eyes widen as he lowers his gun. Gwen. Dad. George. Gwen. I have thought about telling you, but you can see why I didn't want to. You can see why I didn't tell you. George. Looking down with no words to say. Gwen. I didn't murder Peter the first. D didn't know it was him. I didn't have a choice. George. Meets Gwen's eyes. How long have you been lying to me? Gwen. CA, can you just not be a cop for a second and be my dad here and listen to me? D, do you really think I may murder? George. Simply stares at her. Gwen. You're in this to help people, right? George. Gwen. All right. Well, so am I, and the way to help right now is listen to me. George. Gwen. Please Dad, you're all I have left. George. Why, you have the right to remain silent. Gwen. What? George. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Gwen. D. Dad, are you really this afraid of me? George. You have a right to an attorney. Gwen. Dad, stop. Slowly walk towards him. George. Don't get any closer. About to raise the gun at her. But was stopped as the gun was taken from him as a rectangle-shaped object was slid and over George as the machine caught George, trapping him inside. Gwen. Dad. Was going to him but was stopped by SW. SW. Hey, come on. George. Struggling to break free. SW. Just breath. We got you right, Miguel? Miguel. Sighs Lila. Scan this mess. The rubble along with the destroyed structures were being scanned from every direction. Lila. Salutes. No further anomalies. Cannon remains intact. Miguel. Goes through his watch as he taps into the watch, then a portal opened right beside them. George. Eyes widen. Gwen. Standing at taking glacés at her father. SW. We can't just leave her here, she's doing this on her own. Miguel. Pushes Vulture inside the portal. Gwen. Staring at him. George. Staring at her. Gwen. I don't know how to fix this. SW. Looks at her and back at him. Miguel. Sighs. Yeah. Well, join the club. Tosses her something. Gwen. Catches it to reveal a watch. SW. Smiles. Miguel. Goes inside the portal. SW. Goes in as well. Gwen. Looks at the watch and then her father. George. Gwen. Looks at the watch that show E928 and finally back at her father with a more determined look. In the back of a dark alley, 3 thugs are surrounding a Sylvian. His body was shaking as the thugs point their guns at him. Sylvian. Place, please, you already have my money. Jay, just go. Thug. Come on now, you know better than that. His hand motion him to give him more. Your car keys, give it here. Flip. Sylvian. Eyes widen as he sees a figure on top of a steel pole. Who? Thug. Put his gun to the civilian's head. Don't play hard to give it or I'll shoot your fuck. Flip as he immediately turned around. Watch out, it's the spider. Thug 2. Looks around. You've got to be kidding me. Thug 3. Back to back you two. The three thugs make their way to the middle as they position themselves. Thug. I don't see him. Thug 2. Where even is he? Thug voice. Don't know man, this is creeping me out. Thug 3. You said it. The 3. Thug. Did you say that? Thug 2 and Thug 3. No. The 3 slowly turned their selves to face each other only to see a man wearing a blur green mask with his lenses are a red color as he is hanging upside down looking at the 3 as aqua color of bioelectricity flows through on the palm of his hand. Thug. Shit. Black small square music plays. Black small square. Spider-Man. Nighty night. Brooklyn. Earth 1610. The day is shining and the streets and city are filled with nothing but happiness. But as for our young hero swinging his webs at a fast pace, now you're wondering what is the boy so nervous and scared about? Well, we don't know until he tells us himself. Pause. Izuku Midoriya. Thwip release. Thwip release. I'm swinging like my life depends on it. My mom was extremely worried about where I am, more specific how late I am, but in all honesty it's all because of the crime rate that just suddenly spiked this week and I myself have to deal with the problem, so I have to keep going or else my mom would cry a river. I'm not joking, she could do it. Izuku. He swung through the air as he grabs his phone from his pocket. Come on, pick up, pick up. Beep beep. Click. Yo, you here yet or what? Izuku. I'm swinging like my life depends on it. How's it going with the distractions, Miles? Miles. Not good at all. My parents are kinda getting annoyed that I have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. At this point they'll call it off and send me to the hospital, so hurry up. Izuku. I'm going Jizak. A pigeon hit Izuku in the face and then everything stopped and finally his narrative voice kicked in. Dash 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 dash. Hello, my name is Izuku Midoriya. I was bitten by a radioactive spider. An image shows a 16-year-old Izuku Midoriya. His height has dramatically changed. He was once 5 feet 5 to 5 feet 8 and his appearance too. The once chubby cheek Izuku has lots his baby fat and has a nice jawline, and lady began to notice this change as well, and of course his well-built stature. Now back to his narrative voice. And for the past year and 4 months I've been Brooklyn's one and only Spider-Man and things are going okay? Dash 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 dash. Izuku. Get off of me. The pigeon was still on his face, hanging for dear life. You're a pigeon, you can fly, why are you still on my face? Grabs the pigeon as he throws him in the air and the pigeon flies off. Finally looks in front of him as he sees a horde of birds coming at him. You've got to be kid. I've been catching all sorts of villain images of Izuku punching and kicking each and every villain that he was fighting except one. She wore black and had white hair to boot. Hey, Spidey, but we don't talk about that one just to be safe, okay? Okay, moving on. As the flock of pigeons passed him, he finally got out with pieces of feathers still on Izuku as he swings his way towards the streets until he notices a little kid trying to reach for his balloon, so he swings over there and helps him out. Izuku hands him the balloon. Here you go, little guy. Kid grabs it as he smiles at him. Thanks, Spidey. Izuku. No problem. He swings himself into the direction to his school, showing his spider gamma. I made my own suit with the help of Miles, and ideas we decided to make for my suit was awesome, and it was through trial and error on most of them. There were 3 costumes during the year, such as my original one and the second one. Another image was showing during the few months. It was a green suit that has a hoodie with bunny ears and a black bandit mask. Well, the lenses were white as he was swing and enjoy full smile during the time. But that costume was immediately thrown during the first month because I was the only one with green hair. And it was surprising that no one noticed, so after the few more months we finally made a new one, Spider Gamma. Page S. Thank the artist for this beautiful design. We're back with Izuku, who has been a lot busy. Then he should be helping out people left and right like it no tomorrow, until he finally had no time to waste and went back to his journey to school. Izuku. I hate this, but then he spots a ATM in the middle of the street. Then the ATM was sucked in and the black portal vanishes. He hears a commotion coming from a near shop. Isn't that Mr. Lenny's shop? He walks towards the front door when he sees the inside shop from the window and then sees a man with a gray jacket and a straw hat dragging the ATM towards the door, and then Izuku opens the door, startling the man as he looks at the front door and screams, Spider-Man! A black portal appear below him as he drops down with the ATM and drops from the ceiling of the store. Izuku looks at Lenny as he sees his legs at the item shelf and his upper body on the floor. Hey Mr. Lenny. He walks up to his legs and pushes him fully and the black portal closes. Lenny. Thanks Spidey, can you catch him brother? Izuku. Don't worry, I will. Walks to the second aisle and sees the man. Whoa. Spider, whoa, this is real. As he does a warm up. Izuku. Hey, he analyzes him and notice the black dots as he connects the dots in his mind. Is his power teleportation. Is your power teleportation, and I'm guessing it has to do with your looks at him. Spots. Oh, I see you have noticed him. That's Spider-Man for you, but I do have to say, grabs his skin. This is not a costume. Izuku. Whoa, writes that down in his new upcoming villains for the future no 4 inches notebook. Wait, where did he get that him? And the name is asterisk. Takes off straw hat. Spot. Spot. We meet again Spider-Man. Spot. Why aren't you saying anything? Leans over a shelf as bread came out of his stomach. PFT. Spot looks at the person who is laughing to find out it was Lenny laughing, not at him, but the complete silence he gave from his name. Spot. You think this is funny? Lenny. Covering his mouth and no. Izuku. Writes down name him. Spot. I mean, I kinda feel bad. I mean, that is the only name you can go with. I mean, I'd be laughing if your name was Dalmatian. Spot. Sigh. Well, you don't see me having 101 spots on me, do you? Izuku. Why yeah, you don't. Cover his mouth. Spot. But let's not get into it because you see Spider-Man. I'm from your past 1 year ago. Thump. All of that intense atmosphere vanished as they look at the sound of it. They see the bird from before smack face of the windshield as the bird slide down, never to be seen again. The three. What the hell? Vim. Izuku. Feel his phone vibrate. He look through the notification and see Miles' text. Miles. And now it's your turn. Another notification pop up. It was Miles again, but it was an image where it shows him pointing at the phone, or to be specific at Izuku, his face away from the screen. Izuku. What is this, some kinda anime where the master pass it on to his successor? Spot. Really now, who are you talking to? Izuku. Sigh. Sorry Spot, but I have to finish this. He immediately shot spider webs at him. But Spot in a panic opens a portal behind him as he goes inside, and both webs shot came back at Izuku, which he ducked. Izuku. That was close. Looks at Lenny. Hey Lenny, sorry about the webs, it'll take at least 2 to 3 hours for them to wear off. Is that cool? Lenny. Not a problem Spidery, see ya around brother. Izuku. You two goes out of the store as he sees Spot slowly standing up with the ATM beside him. Okay. Everything stops around Izuku as his narrative voice comes in once more. Dash 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 dash. Pav. Izuku. Now where was I? Okay, so Aunt May moved to Florida and Mrs. Parr Mary bought May's house. It shows Izuku carrying her things. As he was done with that he asked Izuku. Hey Aunt May, by chance if you still have Peter's blueprint phone? May. For the webs fluids yes, but it's not just that Izuku, everything that's spider related to Peter's are now yours. Well, just the equipment, the vehicles and clothings. I'm going to leave it to Jane to figure out what to do with it. Is that fine with you? Izuku. No, it's more than fine. Are you sure I should take all of his blueprints and equipments? May. Puts her hand on his shoulder as she smiles. It's what he would wanted. Izuku. Sniffs tea. Thank you May. Now go out there and be Spider-Man for my boy. Now as for Mrs. Mary and her baby Mayday, I've been taking good care of her when Mrs. Mary is away for work. Izuku. Smiles. Come on Mayday, you got this Mayday. Izu, slowly walking towards him. I usually take care of her when she is needed or when Mrs. Mary calls me to take care of her, and during those days I see if there is any changes, and so far nothing. She's just any ordinary baby girl, and to be honest. Mayday. She finally reaches toward Izuku *AH. Izuku grabs hold of her as he lifts her up in the air. You got me. Maybe. Bright smile *IZU. Izuku also smiles. That's me. That's okay. The scene changes with Izuku being thrown out by the black portal. Izuku. No ack. Slammed against the hot dog stand *. Spot. WOHOO. Shot out of the black portal along with a taxi. Izuku. Oh no you don't. He got on his bearings as he shots out multiple webs at the taxi, stopping its crash. Once he's done he shots a web at Spot. Izuku. This is over. Spot. Ah. Spot gets caught in the web as he is pulled from Izuku and ready to him in the face, but in doing so Izuku went in instead, leaving the half of his body in Spot's face and Izuku upper body coming out of Spot's stomach as he can see his low half. Izuku. I am at your stomach. Spot. I can't see. Dash 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 dash. Pav Izuku. For a year and 4 months I've been learning how Peter's webs work and how I could upgrade them, but first I needed to know the basics of science, engineering and chemistry so then I could understand its properties to make said webs. That took me almost a whole year, and finally I've gone to level of understanding Peter's equipment, blueprints and some new ideas for the future, such as my project I've been working on, called Project Clause Number 47 inches, but that talk is for another time. Now let's get down to business about my Venom Smash. Like for starters, I learned how to shoot myself through the air at fast speeds and jump in the air with it too. Izuku jumps in the air with his electricity and dashes at the same time, repeating it over and over again. Izuku. JUMPDASH but sometime I need to charge up when I do it in a non-stop motion. I've tested it to see how many times I could do it in. For now it's only been at least 6 times. After that I am at my limit if I could go beyond that limit, but as of now I can't. And I could even absorb electricity and store it in my body. The more I store that energy the stronger I get, and once I'm full I could discharge and release it all in one move. I don't know how far is the Radiachi because it only happened once, but with these 2 new abilities I called the first one Venom Cowling and Venom Overcharge. Another scene change with Izuku fighting against 2 robots as he absorbed the first one, but he notices some changes, like for one bluish-green electricity are coming out of his eye sockets as he inspects his hands glowing the same color as his eyes, and when he sees the second robot come at him his instinct reacted as his electricity erupted, causing a huge outage across the city. But in the end it did cause problems. We're at Izuku's house with him watching TV of a news about Spider-Man causing the city's power station calling a Spider-Manice, which he heard for the 50th time this month. Sometimes I do wonder to myself a question, the one thing that's been on my mind for a while, and that is Inko. Izuku, can you go to the market and buy me the rest of the ingredients on this list? Hands him the little note. Izuku smiles, no problem mom. How long? How long do I have to keep lying to my mom about this? I mean I can't just tell her. Izuku. Once as he almost about to leave the house, mom. Inko. Yes Izuku. Izuku takes a deep breath as he opens his sweater to reveal his suit, Spider-Man. Inko. Izuku. Inko walks up to Izuku as she places her hand on his cheek. Izuku. Izuku. Why yes, Inko. Are you on drugs? Izuku. Huh. Izuku blinks his eyes as he is strapped to a bed, hearing the sirens from outside. Wait. He's in a car. Inko. DONTWORRYMYDEARBABYWEWIDWEEDWILTAKEETHEDRUGSOUTHWYOUBEARAVEBOYNOW. Izuku. Huh. This could have worked. If I was in another universe, that is. Izuku is on top of a tower staring at the city, writing down on his notebook. This wouldn't been better if I wasn't alone. Well, technically not alone if I have Mayday, but that's if she has it. You know, I sort of miss them. He continues to write. It reveals the title written I'm Japanese. The Spider-Verse for the future. Number 1. Izuku has just been mainly drawn about the 5 spiders, and that was it. There was no other thing he can do, just kept sketching, especially the 2, mainly Gwen and Panai. He still wonders to himself. Izuku. How are they doing? I hope they're doing fine. I sometimes go to visit my dad here. I really miss him. Hisashi. I can't wait to see how far you go on your path. Goodbye, my son. Izuku. I haven't faced the Prowler anymore. I got to talk to him about it and he said he quit and is serving his time. Yeah. Izuku. This wo want br bring me back my dad, but I am not taking M. Miles' uncle gives the gun to him. Asterisk. Aaron. Eyes widen. Asterisk. Izuku. But I have to keep moving forward. Dash 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 dash. Vim. 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 Spot. So you gonna answer that? Still punching him but can't. Izuku. Dodging his punches. I'm in a fight, why would I answer? Spot. You're right, because you are my arch-aw. Izuku punches go right through Spot, but he grabs his head and throws him off the moving truck and up in the air as he shots multiple weak points that didn't have his spots, as Spot is now hanging in the air in the middle of the street where buildings are holding him in place with Izuku's webs. Izuku. That's that he pulls something out of his wrist as a little green spider bot appears as Izuku places it next to Spot. Spot. Oh wow, what a CU-ack. Asterisk. A wave of electricity was shot by the spider bot. Spider bot. Underscore. Izuku. You move, he zaps. Got it. Spot. Oh come on, that's not fair. Izuku. See you later. Spot. He swings and goes back to his school. Spot. TCH. By the way, your costume is way too tight on the back. Dash 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 dash. Izuku. Because I'm Spider-Man and this city needs me. Dash 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 dash. Vim vim. Vim. Izuku. Looks at his phone as it was her mother. You got to be shocking me. Looks at the screen with those playful eyes that is missing a smirk. Very funny. I respond sarcastically. Asterisk. Hey mom, I'm almost at the Inko. Midoriya. Izuku. Izuku. Winces. Why yes Inko. You've got a minute to come over here now. Beep. Izuku. Sweating. I'm so dead. Sighs. All right. He produces bioelectricity from across his entire body as under his lenses the electricity start coming out of his eyes with a bluish-green color. Izuku. Let's go see what Miles doing. Baby, yeah, we can go up. Baby, yeah, we can go up, yeah. I see the light in you, stay strong, the moon will follow you back home. Miles Morales is seen in his dorm room playing on the PS5. The new game was called Marvel Spider-Man 2 with his headset listening to some music. Miles. Since I've seen space, it's been too long. Asterisk. The wind blows on his face as he slowly stands up to close it only to stop midway as he sees a shining green light in front of him. That's why I stargaze in my room. Miles. Huh? Takes off his headset as he looks around the room. Did I hear my name? Not knowing a big ball of energy is coming straight at him. Miles. Miles. Turns around to face the window to see Izuku scream at him as he is turning pale. Asterisk. Izuku. Move out the way, you idiot. Miles immediately ducked down as Izuku came crashing onto the floor of the room and smacked to the door, but he shrugs it off. Izuku stands up quickly, taking off his suit. My uniform, please. Miles. Yeah, I got you. Quick grabs some of Izuku clothes. As Izuku put on his uniform and his green sneaker, he was ready to go to the office where his mom is until. Miles. Wait. Izuku. At the door, ready to open. What? Oh yeah, he goes to Miles. Miles and Izuku. They dap each other up as a loud sound shook the room. The perfect dab. Izuku. See ya later. Miles runs to the door and out he went. Miles looks at his hand as he rubs it. Ouch. Click click. Click. We hear Inko clicking her shoes, waiting outside of the office for her son as her dark purple Arua kept getting bigger. Izuku. Sweating uncontrollable. Mom. Inko. Izuku. I'm sorry, Inko. Izuku. Sighs. I'll do the dishes, clean the house, and blushes. Try to get a girlfriend. Inko. Smiles. Good, now let's head inside. As they went inside, they meet a woman sitting her chair reading, waiting for the two to sit down, and as they did, she closes the book and began to speak. Hello and good even Ms. and Mr. Midoriya. My name is Anaya Alvarez, but please call me Anna for short. How are you both today? Inko. We're doing wonderful, isn't that right? Izuku smiles with a little hint of her Arua. Izuku. Why yes, Anna. Good, very good. Now originally we were going to start 5 minutes ago, but that's all right. After all, this is the last meeting for today, so it was fine if you waited another minute. Smiles. Inko. Slightly bows. I thank you for your time today, Ms. Anna. Izuku. Yes, thank you, Anna. It's all right. Now let's start with the meeting. Shall we pull out a file? Izuku. Midoriya will start with your grades. Izuku. Nods. Anna. An A in math, A in physics, A+ in science engineering, B in English. Inko. Twitches. Izuku. Slightly sweating. Damn, you teach. Anna. B in chemistry. Izuku. Slightly calms down. This is fine, this is fine. Anna. And finally in C in Spanish. Now you're wondering, how did Izuku obtain a B or C in both Spanish and English? Well, truth be told, I went through his record and found that most of the 2 class has been absent for at least. Inko. She was still smiling. Izuku. His eyes slowly fading away. I'm so dead. Anna. 6 times has been absent this past year alone. Inko's dark Arua spiked just a little. Only Izuku notices it and closes his eyes as he silently prayed. Anna. Now it's perfect fine, all things considered. After all, he has more than enough time to improve, and not only that but will continue to improve. I see a boy who has the makings of greatness. Inko. Hearing this, she feels proud of her baby boy. Izuku. Thank you, Ms. Anna. Anna. And the best place Izuku is going to and applied for is none other than Princeton University. Inko. Wah. Izuku. Pale shit, I didn't tell her what college I'm go. What? Anna. Startled. My ears. Inko. B, but that's too far. Izuku. Mom, it isn't that far, Inko. But it's all the way to New Jersey. Izuku. Mom, it is the only school that I can find that focuses on both quantum physics and science engineering, so obviously Princeton University is the only one that could help me with that, and Miles is going too. Inko. Izuku. Izuku. I won't be far. I'll call you every Mondays or Wednesdays. Inko. Why not every day? Raise eyebrow. Izuku. Fine, every day, and I visit you on the weekends and of course holidays. Inko. Izuku. Mom. Anna. You guys can both have a time for yourself, but we are still not done with the meeting, so let's get back to it, okay? Izuku. Alright. Inko. Nods. Anna. Good, now where were we? In another location, Hayes slowly put him down. Spider-Man has his little spider drone attached to him to keep him from going anywhere. Fireman. Alright, thanks for the heads up. Officer Jefferson looks at his crew. You heard the man, put him down nice and slow. We are back with Spot as he is still stuck in the middle of the street. 2 fire trucks and multiple police cars are blocking the street to keep everyone away from the scene as the firemen are using the ladder to cut down the spider webs as the police officers are under Spot holding a large blanket to catch him. Jefferson. You for the moment he is caught, cuff him up as fast as you can, we can't let him escape. The 4 police officers nod. Fireman. We are going to cut the last thread in 3, 2, 1 now. As the two last threads were cut, Spot fell straight down as he didn't notice that the spider bot left since its mission was done. Spot was caught by the four as they rushed together as the four hold him in place and put the cuff on him. Spot. Great, just great, I guess it's over, as his fist clenched. God. His eyes started to squint. Damn you, Spider-Man. A surge of black energy burst through the street as the four who were with him was pushed back by the force. Multiple people who were recording outside the blocked streets saw it happen as they see Spot standing up. The cuffs that used to be on him were sucked him by the black void as he leave using his portal, but of course he isn't used to, so he uses it as he drops down to the black hole and shots himself out, and he kept repeating it over and over again. Spot. Look guys, I am flying well, tenacity I am not, but still works. Catch if you can, officers. I think I ate a fly. Oh, I think I am gonna throw up with all this movement. Jefferson without hesitation went to his car and immediately put on his radio, calling out all of his aunties around to the area to chase after Spot. Back with Izuku. Vim. Izuku looks through his phone as he sees a text of Miles as his eyes widen. Miles. Spot has escaped. Have you finished with your meeting yet? Anna. And that is it for today. Thank you for coming to this meeting and I hope to see you two again. Inko. Yes, thank you very much for this, Izuku. And just in time too, thank you. Ms. Anna stands up as he gives Inko a kiss on the cheek. Bye. Mom quickly leaves the room. I'll see you back at home. Inko. Wait. Izuku slowly stands up as she sees him running and passing the window and already gone as she sighs. Anna. He's hiding something, Inko. Anna. And you know it too, don't you? Inko. I just don't understand. Why isn't he telling me everything? Sits back down. Why does he leave class? Why he doesn't tell me what he's doing after class? And whenever I ask, he simply changes the subject almost immediately. I don't understand. Sniff. Every time I ask, he gives me a look like he's scared. Sniff. Is he in trouble? Is that why he is keeping it away from me? Is he doing something bad? Izuku, I just want to understand. Anna. Ms. Inko. Looks at her. Anna. I understand your concern about your son, and we talked to him about why he is missing classes, and we found out later on why it is he is leaving classes, and it is of course he isn't in trouble. She's slightly in relief knowing his son isn't in trouble, but still wasn't enough. Anna. Sigh. March 20th, 2020. Author. Real quick, this story is set in the 2019-2020 just to understand what year they're in. Inko. Confused. Anna. The day they caught the Prowler who killed Chef Officer Hisashi Midoriya. Inko. Eyes widen. Anna. This month, in this week, they have finally announced his trial that will begin in 2 weeks. From what we concluded, that somehow your son must have known about this either from some unknown source or by facing him face to face. Inko remembers something that finally connected them all together this past few months. Izuku was always nervous when she asked what he was doing. Sometime he would slightly stutter on his words and simply change the subject on it. Of course she was still worried of what can affect him if he keeps boiling up his feelings and one day will burst. Anna. I think both of you need some time to process this, so that's why I suggest therapy, but at the moment let your son process this and take time on it until he is ready. Inko. Yo, you're right, Anna. It was nice talking to you, Mrs. Midoriya. Inko. Yes, stands up. Thank you, Ms. Anna lightly bows as she takes her leave. Back with Izuku. Izuku bursted through the door as he quickly took off his clothes and shoes. Miles. Your mask. Tosses his mask. Izuku catches it. Thanks, Miles. Miles. Oh, and don't forget the party we're going to have with our parents. Izuku. Got it. Puts on mask as he leaps out of the window. Miles. Looks out the window. Don't be late, now with Jefferson. Jefferson is tailing Spot as he continues to warp place to place as if it was out of control. Jefferson. Damn, where are you, Spider-Man? You called? Jefferson. Ah, sighs. You scared me, Spider-Man. Izuku is on top of the car as he is looking at Jefferson upside down. Izuku. My bad, so how did he got out? Jefferson. I don't know. The moment we caught him, but then everything turned bright and then the next he was free and teleporting left and right. Izuku. I see. Be sure to follow him. I'll find a way to stop him dead in the tracks. Jefferson. Roger, Spider-Man. Izuku. Alright, I need to get me close to him. Can you do that? Jefferson. Nods as he pushes the gas asterisk as Jefferson pushes the gas and speeds up. Izuku is slowly looking for the perfect moment to shot his web, and as he did, Spot was immediately pulled by him and Izuku was in the air ready to strike, but then a black portal appeared between the two as they're both drag in. Izuku. What the he dragged to portal with Spot. Spot. Too much sulfur monophosphide spinning. Both Izuku and Spot were thrown by portal to portal as Jefferson was following them as they both kept going faster and faster until they have reached to a location Izuku is very familiar of as they both dropped down and slammed to the concrete. Izuku was back first into the ground while Spot was portal save him but hit the pile of big metal scraps. Izuku. Sly and grown my back. Yo, you okay over there, Spider-Man? I am coming down. Izuku looks slightly down seeing Jefferson using a ladder to climb down where he was. Izuku slowly stands up and sees Spot inside the pile of scrap groaning. Spot. What happened? As he looks around and sees the place he is in. This is the place. Izuku. Slowly stands up Jefferson. Huff. You huff good spider. Ho boy, I should have done some cardio. Huff. Izuku. Yeah, I'm good Jefferson. Now that you mentioned it, your voice reminds me of someone. Izuku. Huh. He keeps his cool as he changes his voice until something deep. I don't know what you mean. Spot. This was the place that changed Izuku and Jefferson. Looks at Spot. Spot. Everything you don't remember. Izuku. That was a year ago. I remembered it as clear as day. Spot. But you don't know about the aftermath, did you? Izuku. I rescued as many people as I could. Spot. Back then I used to work as Alcom X. I ran a test on this collider that brought a spider from another dimension. Izuku. Eyes widen. Spider 42. Spot. Why yes, back then it escaped and bit you. My spider made you Spider-Man. Izuku. Spot. You ran through the cafeteria, you hit me with a bagel. Izuku. Look, I don't remember that much of what happened at Alcom X. Spot. Yes, of course you wouldn't. As he crossed through portal to portal and out of the wreckage. After everything I did for you, I created you and you created this. As he fully stand up. Jefferson. Spider-Man, why did you create that guy? Izuku. I didn't know this would happen, but I think I know what happened. The collider, it did this to you. Spot. I guess you're smart. Here I was back then. I was in this collider before you. You blow it up. It changed me, it molded me into this. I lost my job, my love, my family, everyone that I care about won't look at me. Izuku. I am Spot. I made you into a hero. You made me into this asterisk. The black void began to spread all around him. Izuku. I'm sore Spot. I don't need your apologies. Look at me. Sprints at him. I hate you. Izuku. Takes a stance. Spot. I'll kill you. Ill food trips as his portal went into his foot and kick his butt. Saw I'll get you Spider-Man. You hear me? Ill G accidentally opens a portal below him and fall in. Izuku and Jefferson. Look at the portal as it closes. Jefferson. What just happened? Izuku. He escape. Jefferson. Yeah, he did. Damn it. Walks away and back to the exit. Izuku. Looks at the spot where he left as he quietly said, I'm sorry. Jefferson. Spider-Man, you coming? Izuku. Yeah, I am coming. Follows after Jefferson. Jefferson. Sighs, damn it, we could have got him. Izuku. Sorry, Officer Jefferson. Jefferson. No, it's fine, we really didn't expect him to kick his own butt. Walks towards the rails as he uses his radio. Our suspect has escaped. His whereabouts are unknown. Just be on the lookout around the area. Let's go of the radio as he looks towards the horizon. Izuku. Slowly walks to him. Are you alright, Jefferson? Jefferson. I'm fine, never been better. Izuku. By the tone of your voice, it's not fine. Jefferson. Sighs, it's about him. Izuku. Are you talking about his trial that is set in 2 weeks? Jefferson. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a long time, and to find out he's doing this and asterisk clench fist killed my best friend. There is nothing in the world that I should feel satisfied for it. Izuku. Eyes widen. Officer Jefferson. But the day he died he told me something and I didn't understand it until now. In the past when the city was pouring with rain that wouldn't stop. Jefferson. Holding on to him. I need backup. Place please. Response. Chef officer is injured. Bring in support. Hisashi. Huff Jeff Jefferson. Not now, you need to hold on, don't speak. Hisashi. Slowly grabs his arm. Listen, his isn't his fault. Jefferson. Damn it Hisashi, what are you saying? Hisashi. Forgive him Jefferson for huff. Jefferson. Hisashi stay with me, reach for his pulse Hisashi. No breathing heavily Hisashi. Back to the present, Jefferson. That crazy guy knew I would get it once I knew of my brother identity. Now I don't know what to feel, walks towards his car. Izuku. Jefferson. Stops Izuku. Whenever you need someone to talk to, I'm right here, okay? Smiles under his mask. Jefferson. Smiles, yeah thanks. Spider-Man starts walking. Izuku. Looks towards the horizon. Is it that easy to forgive? Dad? Vim. Izuku. Looks at his phone, a text from Miles. Yo Izuku, if you're done with your work can you get the cake? I accidentally forgot about it. Cold sweat smile Izuku. Looks towards the horizon once more. Idiot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now we will see you in the next video.